Surprise! I have a guest today on Beej's Anime Roundup because she asked to be here.
Would it be funny if I could have a different face underneath?
Yeah, that would
That'd
be terrifying. To me, it would be terrifying if you did that and be like, "Oh shit!" Hi, everybody. It's a bonus stream here on Loading Ready Run, and it is Beej's Anime Roundup today for 2026
Shove over.
winter. Yeah, you're right.
Shove
oh
over.
my god. Yeah.
You clearly don't do two-person streams that often.
I don't. This is kind
I
of
was
like
like,
not my.
why am I all the way over here? I knew it when we started before the screen was, and I was just like, I won't tell him. I'll do it on air.
I thought like I was like I think I'm far
I don't know
enough
what I
over,
sound
but-
like.
Yeah, probably.
What I sound like.
You sound fine. A little too loud.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. I'm
Just
probably
heard my voice.
I'm probably just right.
Yeah.
If you are watching this, then you're doing it correctly. All 61 of you.
No need to call them out.
Right.
You know, the UK had a time change, and this was.
Did they?
And also, who knows who knew even when this stream was happening? I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people who are like, ah, shit.
So they're catching up to.
Also, it's Sunday, so everyone's playing D&D or sleeping.
That's true. Yeah, they're catching up to having awful time whatevers. So I will do right by them. This stream is brought to you by you thanks to the Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Go check that out. Kick in a few dollars a month. That goes a long way to help us. And you can also back the store by spending money at the store, store.loadingreadyrun.com. You can also back us on YouTube as well. And just by going and checking out like our Discord, discord.gg/LRR, or going to kind.social at Loading Ready Run, which is our Mastodon account, or at Loading Ready Run, which is our Blue Sky account. I don't know. I don't use Blue Sky.
We do have a Blue Sky account. You can also just give me $5 in the street and watch me panic.
You can just come up and hand over $5, and I won't have a clue as to what that means.
No, I feel like I'm gonna, because I know Wheeler says that. I think it's funny, which is why I like saying it. But I'm like, at some point, someone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they'll do it to Wheeler, and he won't care. He will be fine.
Yeah.
And someone will do it to me, and I will panic. And I don't know which way I'll panic because I have different panic modes.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see which one I take.
Just if we ever had another Lurkon, the amount of people walking around with $5 bills just kind of randomly handing them out.
Okay, that's gonna be a completely different panic setting. I don't even know what version that one takes.
Just this like roving amounts of blue bills in the air flying about.
I expect them to be Canadian.
Yeah. Someone will buy like one of those like those dollar bill guns, and they'll load it with fives, and they'll just like spray it at us on stage.
Don't give them ideas. They don't need ideas.
Yeah, everyone passing the same $5 around.
If you give me an American $5 bill, I'm just gonna stare at it and go like, "What the hell is this nonsense?"
Yeah. What if you hand me $5 in the street while wearing sunglasses and say, "You know what to do next"?
I'd probably give it to somebody else on the street.
Yeah, I like what the Lonely Island came up with, which is they have a thing where it's their thing is if you see them on the street and you want to let them know that you listen to the podcast, and long enough you've listened to the podcast that you understand this, you're supposed to go up to them and just as you're passing them on the street, just go, "Quaid Army," which is a reference I'm not going to break down.
Yeah.
And then when they hear that, if you've said it loud enough, they will acknowledge by going, "Righteous kill," and you just kind of keep going on your way. And I'm like,
I don't think that's real.
It has happened apparently several
I
times.
refuse to believe it.
And
everyone
I love that
on the internet is full of lies.
That's such a 15-year-old boy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, of course they want to do that, and I'm like, I love the idea of that too, because it is such like it's such a 15-year-old boy, it's such a 12-year-old boy thing to do. So.
Such a Hail Hydra thing to do.
Yeah, but I actually I had somebody in Victoria stop me on my way to the doctor's office the other day because they recognized me and I had all my shit on. Like I had my sunglasses and I had my
that's your normal
things.
form.
I was all like everything was all kind of covered up.
Can tell.
And they stopped me and they're like, "Hey, wait!" And I had to take my headphones out and they're like, "You're with Loading Ready Run?" I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know your name. I'm like, I'm Beej. He's like, right, Beej. Yes, awesome. No, nice to meet you, man. And like, yeah, nice to meet
that's
you
not
too.
bad. That's not
and
bad.
then we went on our way.
I find
It was great.
I'm much more of a chameleon. I'll wear lure gear, and people will be like, "Oh, cool, lure gear," and
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Yeah," and then we just walk
Loading
around.
ready run's great, and you're like, yes, it is.
It's pretty funny to me. I've done it at cons. the place where people are maybe supposed to recognize you.
I watch you guys every day. Who are you again?
No, not even that.
Oh, okay.
Just yeah, I'm also a fan of lure.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm doing it right.
Let's break down how the anime roundup works.
Okay. We talk about anime. Like, I don't know how hard of a breakdown that is.
We're going to go through everything. Like, I'm basically just going to mention everything that is on anychart.net, which is the site I'll be using.
Okay.
And we're just going to fly through everything in 2026 winter and stop on the things where we want to talk about stuff. Then we'll take a break, and then we will go into the 2026 spring preview, where we will go through everything that's there. And generally what I do is I read off all the blurbs as well. I don't know how we're going to do that because I have a feeling we're going to talk for way longer than is even needed to kind of cover the whatever. Also, you
can let me read some of the blurbs.
Yes. Also,
you can take a break from talking.
I would love that so much. We acknowledge that smut is okay. That it is okay to like things that other people don't like, and that like even if I might end up having like talking shit about a thing that you like, I don't mean this as a thing against you personally. And
maybe.
We need to separate ourselves from the media that we like sometimes, which is good. But also, you are also allowed to like the things that you like, and as long as you're not using those things that you like to hurt or inconvenience, well, maybe not inconvenience,
Can I also suggest,
other people, then it's okay to like smut, you know?
Can I also suggest it's okay to not like smut?
It is absolutely okay to not like smut. And in fact, good for you if you're like, I'm going to take a strong position on that as well. It's like, great, but do not throw it in other people's faces.
There's some smut that I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then there's some that's just like, okay, like why are we even here?
Gone too far.
Yeah.
So that is okay. Let us go to, I think we'll go to this side. That seems pretty good. And again, we're on anychart.net. For anything that you're going to see how this works as we go. So feel free to follow along. First up is Omae gotoki ga mao ni katteru to omou na. To yusha party o tsuihou sareta no de Otto de Kimama ni kurashite.
Are we talking about next season first?
No, we're talking about this season.
We didn't watch this.
We didn't watch this. 29歳 Dokushin Shuken Bokensha no Nichijou. I did watch this. This is the adventure living his daily life at 29 years old.
Yeah, I gave up on this one immediately the moment they said, by the way, this young girl's a succubus. Succubus.
Yeah. It's very... once I got through like the first 3 episodes of it, where I was like, oh, this is the plot, and I don't know how I feel about this overall because it feels like it's going to go weird. And I'm like, it's got a nice little heart to it, but also now that I watched, it was not one I was very excited to watch. So it's just like, I'm just going to let this, like, I watched the rest of it and was like, okay, this is how this all kind of plays out. Nothing of consequence really happens, and it didn't excite me that much, and I was just like, fine. If they continue it, I'm not going to watch any more of it.
Okay, so you watched this all the way through.
Yeah, but I'm
like... then you... Yeah, because I think... Did they give that reveal on, like, the end of the first episode?
First or second,
Because I think that was what got me. I was like, I don't care for this dynamic. That's fine. This kind of show's typically not for me. But then immediately tiny child turns into... lusty whatever in his bed, and I'm like, I am definitely not.
Okay, she doesn't get lusty in his bed. She's still a kid, but now she has the body of like a full-grown woman, and it's like, that's not great. That is
she might not be lusting, but that is definitely drawn to be lusty.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't.
Yeah. But again, as mentioned in chat, surprisingly wholesome despite the succubus thing. I'm like, yeah, it was kind of weird to see that. And watching how it all played out, I'm like, a couple interesting turns, but ultimately, yeah, I wouldn't watch more of it, I think, at this point.
I also just don't trust anime.
Yeah. Speaking of not trusting anime...
so good, though.
Oshinoko-'s 3rd season.
So dark.
It's... We're obviously going to get more of this at some point, because
they're doing another one. They're doing... They said it's called the final season, so that should be the wrap-up.
Also, I didn't mention... Opening and ending for this, didn't really care for one way or the other. Opening and ending for this, bangers.
The whole show.
Oh God, yeah.
Openings and endings have been just really good music, really way too like heavy on symbolism.
Yeah. The So the second season, where we spend an awful lot of time getting to like see an awful lot of different people in the that weird kind in Tokyo Blade, like how you make the like live action stage show kind of thing, filmed in the round and everything else.
That was fun.
Interesting from a technological standpoint to be like, this is how they do this thing. This is the amount of work that goes into these things. But I also felt it dragged a lot more.
It had a smidge of, if this was a different show,
Yeah.
The tournament arc.
Mm-hmm.
And you do get that in a lot of shows that do, we're doing acting and we're doing shows and we're doing performances. They will often have a large, we have a big play thing going on, or we have a whatever, that does get that way. That's just kind of part of that.
Season 3 is very emotional. Everything starts to get dark,
Season 3.
and then starts to come out of it, and it's they introduce an awful lot here, and there's a lot of plot movement and a lot of, I don't know about character development, but there's a lot of plot movement definitely. And I really liked it, but also this show is so freaking tense that it just feels like it's a meat grinder that's like, and you're like, is somebody's hand's getting really close to the meat grinder, and then their hand doesn't go into it, and it's like, I don't know how to read it because it's like erased.
Yeah, it does have erased vibes.
Yeah, where you're just like, I feel like something bad is about to happen that nobody can come back from. And
yeah, but that's what I like about it.
Yeah,
like,
the tension.
It's very so what I liked about this season is the first couple seasons I felt like they focused a lot more on Aqua than they did Ruby.
Yeah.
And then
She finally
in
gets her due.
this season, Ruby is like much more like her motivations change, and so she's much more kind of at the center of a lot of things, and Aqua actually steps back. And I didn't think we were going to ever do that, because even though at the very beginning of the show, when we get really intense about these two people are both reincarnations, they're both these different people, it's very much, no, Aqua's the one who's gonna go get revenge. Aqua's the one who's driving stuff forward, and Ruby's like, no, I'm gonna follow in Mom's footsteps and I'm gonna do some stuff. But the thought of like anything beyond that doesn't seem to be there for her.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to also see like some of the other background characters, like I like the show for the fact that we talk about idols and the entertainment world, and also like all the bad stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you're like, I don't know how this got made.
Yeah, and even like some stuff that's a little bit more background, like I can't remember the blonde's name.
Memcho.
She's like 29 or something, but she's an online personality, and so she's still basically pretending to be in high school because the age, being younger, works in her favor. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I like Memcho a lot. I think that what a great character to
She's
have
so
created.
driven, because she's just like, I run a YouTube channel. I know what we need to be doing. I need to be constantly taking pictures. And she's working for this small idol group now. Yeah. And one's an actor and one's brand new to everything. And then there's her. She's like the seasoned YouTuber. And she's like, no, we got to like make sure we plan our YouTube content and get our stuff ahead of time and do all these things. And she's also still like, I'm popular-ish.
Yeah.
I get a bump for being in this group, but it's clear that I'm never going to get like real fame out of this.
Yeah.
And I find that like interesting that they put that in there.
Yeah. Which is also, I can't explain anything more about it because it just gives away things that happen later in the season. It was good. It was a lot of fun. The opening is stellar.
I'm looking forward to the final season because I want to see where this ends.
Yeah, me too. I need to see how it ends.
Just want to see where that goes.
悪役令嬢は隣国の王太子に溺愛される.
What a disappointment of
Absolute
a show.
Fucking letdown. Dumbest names.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah. That part I didn't have an issue
Dumbest
with.
Names.
It's the... Oh my god, we're isekai'd into an otome game. Great, like those. Nice start, whatever. I'm the villainess. Great, that's forever now.
But okay, she's the villain. She's put into the villainous role that is in the game. She is not acting like a villainess because she's just been dropped into it.
But she's still in the villainous role.
Yeah.
She's dropped into the end of the game.
Yes.
Essentially, and she's just kind of like Tiara Rose. How to and when she goes through that arc where the prince is just like, you're a terrible person.
Yes.
You did this awful thing to this sweet innocent thing, and she's just like, no, I was telling her how stuff works because it was clear that she wasn't doing things appropriately.
She's a commoner.
And he you just see him be kind of like, wait, what? Wait, that makes sense. No, this other terrible thing you did. And she's like, well, actually, that was for this reason. It all makes sense. And I kind of like the subversion of that. That's all very good. The opening's like actually pretty fun, with the neighboring prince being like, oh, you don't want her? Great, I've been waiting.
Yeah.
Let's get married. Let's date, whatever. And like, cool, this is a fun setup. And then every single time something happens, it doesn't really happen and it's not interesting at all. And we act like, we put in all the music and stuff that's like, oh, this is really tense. And I'm like, they said hi. It's not. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
You had not, and spoilers, the heroine from the game, also an isekai person.
Yeah.
Could have been a really cool idea.
Wonderful
These two,
opportunity.
like, talking to each other, and they sort of do it a little bit, but I'm just like, there's so many things in here that are like, this could have been an interesting thing to do.
So especially because at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of the series, whatever, the heroine doesn't. I don't give a shit about her name. Anyway, the heroine, Akadi, I think that's her name. She she realizes that when at the denunciation event, when it's like, now I'll have heart knights all to myself, and Aquasteed of the Kingdom of Marine Forest shows up, and he's like, fucking great, because I'm paraphrasing the hell of this to make it actually entertaining. It's like, great, you guys are breaking up. She's free now? Awesome. Hey, lady, I have been staring at you from the library for the entire year, and you haven't noticed because I've been really subtle about it. But man, am I into you. We need to get together right now. And when that happens, Akadi, the heroine, right? Heroine, who's like, I'm all like, I've got my man now. It's like, oh my God, wait, that's the guy from the sequel. No, I want him too.
See, and that part could have been interesting.
Yes, because she thought she was playing a game.
They literally do this whole thing where Tiara Rose is like, okay, well, I never got to see the sequel. The heroine clearly got to see the sequel, or at least knew more about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm okay with this. This seems, I quite like him, and whatever. And then you see a beam of light hit the sky, and she's just like, oh shit,
it's the holy prayer.
The heroine now knows the holy prayer, and that's going to be the thing that everyone's going to fight over. He's going to want that. And I'm like, oh, I like this fact that the heroine is literally being this person who's like, no, I'm playing a video game, and I'm going to get all the routes, or at least the one that I want, because I didn't realize this thing. And again, they don't do it well.
No, they don't.
And it sucks.
Yeah, it really does. It's every time there's a twist introduced, you're like, this doesn't matter. And it would be even better if she'd stand up for herself more, but she doesn't, which I'm like, that's so weird, because it feels like you should also be taking some of that I come from another world with you, and be like, hey, hang on a second, I should value myself more. Anyway, I felt like it was a wasted effort.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ao no Miburo Serizawa Ansatsuhen, didn't watch the original. Arne no Jikenbo, didn't watch that. Cardfight Vanguard, Divinez Genma Seisenhen, didn't watch that. Champignon no Majo. So I was reading this, and I am way ahead in it, and I liked this. And if they make more of it, I will watch more of it.
I don't know if I will. It's just, I like it. I love.
Describe to me the things you like about it.
I like the fairy tale nature of stuff.
Okay.
I like not just with the actual characters, but the drawings, and we have a mushroom witch, we have different witches, we've got black witches and white witches, and she's got her animal friends that she can talk to. We've got elves, and we've got this whole the first couple episodes where she's in love with Henri.
Yeah.
Henry.
Yeah.
Right. And just like how magic is kind of got its own rules about emotions and different things. And I'm like, yeah, I like all of that stuff. It's so fucking slow.
Yeah.
The pacing is really
So
not there for me.
I think I got this across to people when I was doing my recommendations. It's like I'm waiting to watch this because I can't wait to see how they realize it. That's something also that I love about in French is that I believe there's a role, either the producer or director is known as the réalisateur. It's somebody who's supposed to using the form of you are the person who realizes the project. And I was like, yeah, I want to see how they realize this project in anime. It introduces, so one thing is the plot early on in the plot of the entire series is disjointed. As you like the whole series, even up to where I am.
Yeah, a little bit.
I told you they spent like 3 or 4 or 5 chapters just on breaking down how the king was in love with the green magician, and that the queen did not like the fact that the king was in love with the green magician because it was like, well, he's off with his gay lover, but we also have a job to do, and he loves me too, and he tells me that he loves me, and I actually do believe him. I'm not like thinking he's lying to me, but I know his heart is divided here, and so there's all this complication and stuff. And it's like everything I just said will not come up in this anime, the season that's been produced, because that is something that gets established way forward in time, and it's and I think it's very interesting that exists, and the whole. If you go read the manga, go read the fan translations, you'll feel like I just got dropped into a story, and then I had the whole story yanked out from underneath me, and then we're starting over.
Yeah, I mean, they do that in the anime too.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes feels like
they don't matter.
It's its own show.
Yeah.
Of a thing that happens. It's actually kind of a nice little arc.
Mm-hmm.
But then when episode 3 happens, it does kind of feel like, oh, that doesn't matter at all, which is funny because it ends up mattering at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like the weird feel of this feels like you started over at the beginning. I do like that it gets re-brought back up at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it does then it does feel like, okay, that was important. You shouldn't just skip that.
Yeah. And there are lots of things that also feel very fairy tale, like people having secrets that aren't made clear to the audience until they actually have to be revealed, and you're like, oh, I've been told this secret all of a sudden. That's interesting. This exists as a thing that I was unaware of. The characters, I love, like, all the magician characters are great because they are all very much like dynamic personality type A, type B, type C, type D. Like, it's like we're going to establish them very strong like this, and then you meet the wind magician, who's an absolute shit.
He's fine.
He's so great, and he sucks so bad.
He's 6 years old.
Yeah, he really is.
Not like mentally. He's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
He acts like he's just complaining all the time. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But my issue is still like, I watched an episode and it's 15 minutes of watching this character lament inside their head about a thing. And I'm like, I don't mind if you want to have a panic attack over it, because I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But I got it after 5 minutes. I didn't need 15 minutes of the constant reminder and this other thing.
Of how sad I am.
Because, like, I know there are slow burn romances and things, and I'm like, yeah, a slow burn can be fun if it's paced appropriately.
Yeah.
And it can also be torture, but it's just like the pacing on this feels so annoying.
Yeah, yeah. Things are stated and restated, and it doesn't make any sense as to why, because it is definitely when you animate something, it's like you can use some shorthands to kind of get ahead of some of these ideas, especially when you've established it, because it's like the manga can kind of like wallow a little bit because you might want to restate things in a future chapter. King and Commoner says, I'm still not sure this is going to end up as a romance. It's not a romance in the sense that these two characters, for example, are going to end up in love with each other. That's not what that is. I think it is a romance in terms of that it's like it has trappings of those stories.
There are romance elements, and there are romantic feelings, but they're more like one-way crushes and things like that. So it's not like two people falling deeply in love.
Yeah.
The opening and ending on this one was pretty good too.
I like them a lot. Yeah.
That's actually probably the thing for the season. Most of the stuff we watched, that stuff that I really enjoyed, still had like a good opening and ending.
Absolutely. All right, so moving on with that. Dark Moon Kuro no Tsuki no Saidan, didn't watch that. Darwin Jihen, didn't watch that. Dead Account, did not watch that. Dose Koshite Shimaunda, didn't even watch the first one. Enen no Shobotai San no Sho Part 2, didn't watch that. Eris no Seihai, The Holy Grail of Eris.
Fun.
So, this was fun. This was fun. And is a little tense. It's a little tense.
They could have done better.
Yeah, they could have gone more tense. It's very...
If you're looking for tense, they don't do tense the way you want it. Mm-hmm. But it is a little tense.
It is also like... it's court intrigue with a ghost. And it does a couple little swerves that are nice, but for the most part it doesn't swerve enough. Like there are when you kind of learn who everybody is, you're like, okay, this is fine. But it seems to also spend a lot of time being like, oh, now we're going to tell you about like Deborah Darkian, like that kind of. We're going to give people terrible fucking names.
Oh, I love the names. They called him the pig.
Viscount Hemsworth.
Yeah. No, I personally think the names are pretty funny.
This dude up here.
Yeah.
And they refer to him as a pig. So yeah, because he kind of has a really soft. He has a really nice, soft, friendly face, and they make him out to be like, oh, he's this terrible dude. And what's weird about the show too is it's like there's a lot of things that are set up where you're like, well, clearly this feels like. This is a bad thing that's happening. It's like, no, this is just what the nobility do. They just do things that sound like they're bad, but they're not bad. This is just kind of the thing the nobility gets up to all the time. Like the one woman who's like, I run a brothel, and it's like, you're a noble. And it's like, yeah, I had to save all those girls from working the streets, so I opened up a proper brothel for them, and they do like this is a weird thing to just kind of mention offhand, and there's a lot of like. Oh, we have all these women who have all this power over the rest of these women by like, and I was like, exactly how? And it's like, oh, well, you can just accuse somebody of doing something terrible and send them to their fucking death. And it's like, you can just do that, can you?
That's pretty true of some time periods.
Interesting story, and we never really watched the opening for it is pretty good.
It's decent.
It's decent. The
fine.
ending's decent too, but they're not.
It's not like it's not going to be something I remember. It's like I like a lot of the characters. I like what they're trying to set up. I do think that there does feel like there's a few moments where because there's mystery about like what's going on and we have to find this thing and heck we don't even know what the Holy Grail thing that we have to destroy is, and we just keep finding all these weird hints, and it's all based upon this event that happened 10 years ago. So Constance was like 6 or something.
Yeah.
She was around for when the execution happened. But I feel like the setup is really good, but there are a couple of points where it kind of feels like the characters would never have gotten there on their own. So time for dump of you managed to figure out what that key goes to and whatever. So now let's just like dump a bunch of stuff on you so that you understand that the story is bigger than you think it is.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the way it happens a couple of times, it just kind of feels like I set up all the mystery, but I didn't have a way to
lead you to it.
Give it to you in a more natural, slow state. So we just kind of dump a bunch of information all at once. And that's fine, but it feels a little...
I mean, it's a light novel, right? Like, it's meant to be a little airy, and it's meant to kind of just, like, tug you along through the whole story.
Yeah,
so,
I would have liked it if Constance got a little bit more...
character development?
Yeah, they kind of make her...
She's the same as she is at the beginning as she is at the end.
Yeah, and well, she stands up for herself a little bit more,
Sure.
But she's so soft-spoken and everything. And it's not like I think she needs to get vulgar like Scarlet will.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a little weird that she doesn't... she has the sense of if she had to do this all on her own, we're sending a lamb out to slaughter.
Absolutely.
And I like... She could grow some horns.
Yeah.
You know...
And the thing,
and she sort of
had to, and she doesn't know how. But
she sort of gets there a little bit. Like she gets more to a state of she knows what she wants to do, and she's interested in certain things, but it just doesn't feel like she develops a strong sense of character.
And that she has like the Grail, like Constance Grail's the Grail family have the slogan "Be you sincere." That's the motto of the family, right? So sincerity is very important to the Grail family, but she manifests that as that she's like a very honest person, and she wants to like come at you like she wants to say real things, but she wants to be friendly and nice about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, there should be. You'd think that there would be righteousness that would come along with it, where she'd be like, I have a strong sense of what's right and what's wrong and what justice should reflect. And like, because that's what Scarlet has. Is like, I'm here to seek revenge. And it's like, no, you can tell that what Scarlet's here to do is to seek justice. That she's like, if this is going to happen to me, then I'm going to come back here and make sure that everyone who did this terrible thing to me, because I didn't deserve to have this happen to me, that they get what's coming to them, that they deserve their justice. And in some cases they do get their justice, which is nice.
I mean, if it had been longer so that they could have like gotten some stuff a bit more, it would have been nice to see Constance maybe think about what it means to be sincere.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I liked the ending.
Yeah. Some of these characters are not going to matter.
Yeah.
But they're there. So whatever. Fate Strange Fake, didn't watch that.
I'll have to get to it later.
Golden Kamui Saishu Show, didn't watch that. Gomon Baitokun no Nichijo, did not watch that. Hell Mode Yarikomi Tsuki no Gema, Hai Sette no Isekai de Muso Suru, didn't watch that. High School Kimengumi, didn't watch that. Hikuidori, didn't watch that. Hime-sama Gomon no Jikan desu, second season. I am watching this still. I did not watch it every week. Yeah, it's fun for me because I've seen I've read the manga to the end. It's over 200 chapters.
I didn't see this in the list.
Yeah, this is "'Tis Time for Torture Princess."
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, this is like lighthearted and wholesome and so fun. And goofy, and it's the same joke every time, except that sometimes they find ways to change it up a bit, and I just like it a lot because it's just very friendly.
I think I saw the artwork and went, nope.
Yeah.
And from the sounds of it, it's not my thing anyway. It's fine.
It executes there's very few gag manga that can execute their joke over and over, I think, for as long as it goes on for, and still manage to find a way to keep it fresh. And I just love the incongruity with, like, this is the cell that she's in, right? And then occasionally, for example, like, she gets up in the morning, and when she wakes up, she's sleeping in a futon on the floor in her cell.
Okay.
Right? And then she gets up, and she takes her leg iron, and she puts her leg iron back on, because she has a big ball and chain on, but she takes it off every night to go to bed, right?
Okay.
And then she has to fold up her futon and put it away, because in every other scene you never see the futon. Well, she goes up to the brick wall and she just slides part of the brick wall aside, and she puts it away in the Japanese closet they have there, and she slides that shut, and then she slides the other thing open so that the toilet and the whole bathroom vanity and everything are behind another wall, and she goes ahead and she does what she needs to do, and she slides that back as well. So it's like she's living in this weird kind of hotel room. And she can also like leave whenever she wants to, but she has to let people know she's going to go out and do stuff.
Okay.
And when she does leave, because we get to see like this is the dungeon obviously, and we get to see like the Hell Lord's castle is like a big castle that has like, it's always in darkness, there's always lightning and stuff. And they're like, oh well, it's our day off, and they go outside to go to the park, or they go to like the local like rec center or whatever, and it's all Japan. Mm-hmm. It's just all Japan, all modern day Japan. There's cars, there's whatever else going on. I love the incongruity of that, because it's like you've set this all up to be like this, whatever it is, but actually it's just all taking place in modern day Japan, and who gives a shit? It's all a form to serve the function. I think it's very, very funny.
Okay.
Moving on. Hoppe-chan. Also, the intro to this is fantastic. The ending is a lot of fun to watch too, but the intro to this is fantastic. I really enjoyed it this season, because they all sing and dance along like it's a music video. Hoppe-chan Sun o Koku to Kuro Hoppe-dan no Himitsu. Didn't watch that. Ikoku Nikki. We're going to spend a lot of time on this, aren't we?
Journal of the Witch?
Yeah. Beginning and ending, the opening and ending.
Okay.
Fantastic. A lot of fun to listen to.
If you want a show that's like, I'm tired of high school anime and whatever, because man, why don't they make shows for adults and that kind of thing. You should watch Journal of the Witch.
Yeah.
Because even though there's a 15-year-old girl here, and it does center on her a lot, it also centers on Makio, the author that she is living with, who is her aunt.
Yes.
Yes. And the adults in this show are awesome.
Yeah, they're fantastic. None of them, almost none of them that they talk to end up having kids, but all have lots of good things to say to children, or rather to teenagers who you can kind of communicate with.
Well, and also just like, so the interactions between the two of them are often like the two of them just looking at each other being like, I don't understand you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, why would you?
They're willing to say that right to each other, which is kind of great. What I think is fantastic too is that all of the adults who don't have children understand pretty easily that when you're talking to somebody like this, they're like, oh, wait, I remember what it's like to be 15. And they don't come in with the baggage of, oh, but I remember you as a 3-year-old, and I remember you as a 5-year-old,
because they never knew her
and a 6-year-old. And so I have a idea of who you have been as a person for the last 15 years of your life, which means that I have a whole bunch of shorthand in how I relate to you. Mm-hmm. And because of that shorthand, I treat you completely differently as I would just somebody who would be just this age that's asking me a real-ass question.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how that's like an underlying current of the series of parents and children don't know how to talk to each other the same way that other adults can talk to teenagers. If you're in a trusted position with a teenager, be like, I want to give you good advice, but also I have no idea what it's like to have a kid. It's like then you have to come at them with like, all I can tell you is what I understand about life, as opposed to what I think I want to tell you to shield you from stuff.
So we have Asa, the 15-year-old girl whose parents have passed away now, and she's got to deal with that grief. She doesn't know how to deal with that grief. Let's face it, nobody really does.
Yeah.
But she's now in this position of living with her aunt, who she's probably never really interacted with.
No, never.
Because
Makio's even said that I met you once.
Yeah, Makio and her sister did not get along.
No.
Especially later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
They were at odds with each other, so they did not interact. And so you've Asa being in this new household, trying to interact with an adult who does not act like her mom.
Right, but feels like her mom.
Feels kind of like her mom, but also is just kind of like, but isn't that what adults are supposed to be like? Right? That whole like, you wouldn't let me join this thing because my mom wouldn't have let me join this thing. So I feel like she goes through this confusion of like, I'm interacting with a different person who's supposed to be in this guardian role.
Yeah.
Who doesn't act like what she expects a parent to act like.
Yeah. Because
she has this one thing. And then Makio is really interesting in her ways too, because she's they say reclusive novelist here, but I'm like, she clearly has she has a hard time interacting with people, and she finds loud spaces to be a problem, and that's part of the reason why she does writing.
Yeah. She had a boyfriend, but they broke up because she was like, I don't know what I want, and I don't know how to deal with this, and I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, they're still friends. They still hang out.
Yeah.
But she has some interactions with people that are like when the lawyer or whoever is part of her case shows up, and he comes in with there's certain things wrong on the thing, and so he comes in expecting that she's maliciously doing stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's there to determine that.
And he's not really accusing her too hard, but he is kind of putting the facts down really fast.
Yeah.
It's like $3,000 is missing from her bank account, and there's no
sort of thing for
this, and where are the receipts.
He has this expectation in his brain of this is what's going on.
So I have to lay it all
out.
And
so he's being he's not being incredibly awful with it, but he is being a little bit harsh. And there's just this point where she's just like, whoa, slow down. I can only take in so much at once. I can only do whatever. And it's just really refreshing to watch a character also say what they need in this moment, that they're like, no, you need to understand that I can't handle all of this happening at once. I understand there's something wrong. I'm trying to deal. And they have that thing. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. We also have a scene where, because she also has that kind of interpretation with one of Asa's friends'
Yes.
mothers.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't go to the school for the graduation ceremony, or
she doesn't know that that's a expectation that they don't communicate.
But she doesn't do the things that other people are expecting that you would do as a parent, right? And so they're a little like, oh, is Asa going to be okay? Who's this person that she's with? And it's your friend's mom, so of course they kind of know you and do whatever. And so they cleared that up pretty quickly.
Which was great. Yeah.
I love that Makio has a conversation with the other mother.
Yeah,
where
Emily's mother.
While they're talking, she asks her about having kids.
Right.
They have that conversation that's like, oh, like, do you regret having kids? And she says yes. Mm-hmm. And then she stops and says, but I think I also would have regret not having kids. And it's like the most adult thing, like conversation about adults having like, no, you know what?
Feels
having
so
kids
real.
Is like a good thing, but also there's some bad stuff with it. And also, if I didn't have them, I probably would have liked it for this reason, but also I wouldn't have because I had this other thing. And like, can we have more of that in shows?
Yeah. There's a reason I think, if I remember correctly, this has won several awards. I know it's won at least one award, but it's like this is a complicated series. It's so good. I described it to everybody last time and said, I'm going to watch this and you should watch it. And when you're done watching it, depending on where it leaves off, you should go read the manga. And yeah, you should go read the manga. It's because if we don't get more of this, you're going to have to read the manga to see how it ends. But it is very, it wants to indulge all of the things that you think about that should come up in a situation like this. My only complaint about this and a lot of other things when it comes to these kinds of stories is like the first thing that should have been broached is that Asa should have started therapy immediately. We see later on.
I don't think that's true.
And we see later, like she just should have talked to a grief counselor, like immediately, and then they could have made a determination after that. But it's like, what happens later is that in high school she ends up going to see a counselor, but also it doesn't seem like anything's happening or getting anywhere with that. And it's like maybe it's just not because it's appropriate for her or not.
I think you're not meant to know that she's seeing a counselor because it's not important to the story. I think she's going to a high school counselor, and when they share that with you, that's when you get to know that. But that scene is not to be like, oh, therapy will help you, because she's 15 and she's sitting there in this room with a high school counselor going, why the hell am I here?
Yeah.
Because she can't even sort through her own feelings
and doesn't know
how to do things. Yeah. And so I disagree with you on that.
Yeah. That's fair. Anyway, it's fantastic.
It's a fantastic show. I love it to bits. Everybody should watch this one.
Yeah. Isekai no Sata Shachiku Shidai. I did not watch this.
Yeah, I've read the first few manga chapters. I probably will watch this later.
Yeah, I think you were telling me the other day about that it's actually good. So,
I mean, I only found the first few chapters, and then I realized that was the anime that I've seen a lot of people talking about, and I just haven't gotten to it yet.
That's fair. Jigoku Sensei Nube 2025 Part 2, didn't watch the first half. Jigokuraku second season, didn't watch the first one. Jingai Kyoshitsu no Ningen Girai Kyoshi, didn't watch that. Jujutsu Kaisen Shimetsu Kaiju Zenpen, didn't watch that. Kaya-chan wa Kawakunai.
Oh, that looks creepy.
It is. It's a comedy horror slice of life. It's about this little girl. It's like Kaya-chan is not scary, is what it's called, but that's Kaya-chan. And she secretly beats up the ghosts of stalker friends and family. She's treated like a troublemaker since nobody understands her strange behavior. It's I don't. I saw the PV for it and I was like, I'm probably not going to enjoy this, even though I think it's a cute premise in its own way. I also don't want to be inundated with a bunch of really creepy ghosts in my life, so I did not watch it. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Kirei ni shite moraemasu ka? Shall I make it beautiful or something like that? This is known as Wash It All Away.
Yeah.
This is fluff, and
very much so.
I like it.
It's fine.
It is seinen manga fluff. It absolutely is seinen manga fluff. And I'll warn you right now that the manga does nothing to to let you in on what's going on with the fact that she can't remember.
It doesn't seem like it's really that important,
the last 2 years.
to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of bring it up briefly in the anime for half an episode.
Yeah.
But if you're hoping that they ever solve that mystery, it's not going to happen.
I was hoping in reading it that I would also be learning an awful lot about cleaning stuff, and you kind of don't, and you don't do that in this either. So there's that. So
it's fine.
The opening's all right, and the ending is all right, but they're not memorable to me. I don't really remember what goes on in them very well, so it's like, well, whatever. So.
There's some cute stuff to it, but ultimately, I think for me, it's going to be forgettable.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for more scanlation of it. So yeah, Mato Seihei no Slave 2, didn't watch that. Mayonaka Heart Tune, didn't watch that. Medalist second season, didn't watch Medalist. I know some of you out there really like Medalist. That's awesome. Meitante Precure, Precure Detective. Yeah, did not watch that. Odayaka Kizoku no Kyuka no Susume, didn't watch that.
Oh, they look cute.
Yeah. This is...
slice of life, though.
This is definitely... this is Lizelle.
You don't
right
have
here.
to explain stuff to me you haven't watched.
Yeah.
You know?
I watched the PV for it, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. Osana Najimi to Love Comedy ni Naranai. Didn't watch that. Didn't really care to. Seihante na Kimi to Boku. You and I are polar opposites.
Okay.
Absolute.
You want to talk about, like, cool openings and endings.
Yeah. Number one this season in my hearts.
Has a great opening and ending. And the opening is like, the song is great, but the visuals are fantastic for it too.
Season 2 starting in the fall. This is or I think starting in summer actually. I thought it was it's in July. Yeah, I think it said it was July. Absolutely fantastic realization of the manga. There's actually another manga that the mangaka has done called The Ramparts of Ice, which it's coming out on Netflix, I think, this season, which we'll be talking about a little bit. This is so fun. It's so warm-hearted. It's so goofy. It leans into. Do you like goofy ass faces and hijinks that we used to get back in the 90s anime? Boom.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think they overdo it.
They don't. No.
Because sometimes shows, when you describe that way, it's like that's all they do.
Yeah. There's a whole group of like, she has the best gremlin faces.
Okay.
And,
so
yeah.
One of the things they give her too is that she can't take selfies.
Yes.
Essentially, every time. And it's not that she can't. It's just like every time she does, she makes a really weird face because her face freezes up.
She tries to smile, but
she's
she
still
can't.
doing a smile, but it looks like the fakest smile, and not even in like a pretty way, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. Like you can even see it in the opening, because part of the opening that they do is everybody's taking pictures with their phones to make kind of a video of a bunch of people running. And you can see her face doing it, and it's just this. It's a very human thing to see somebody freeze up in front of a camera.
Yeah,
because she's also very into like, I want to make sure that I look a certain way.
Yeah, and put together.
Because but I'm also very conscious of like how I look towards people and how people are thinking about how all these other things. Also,
it really feels like for Suzuki that when she makes herself up in the morning and she makes herself to look good or whatever, it really feels like she really has Gyaru energy, because Gyaru don't do it for the male gaze, and they kind of don't really do it for each other. They do, but they really do it for themselves.
Oh no, she's definitely wearing what she wants to wear because she wants to wear what she's wearing. But she falls in love with Tani, who is this guy who's very much the opposite, where he's just very stoic and blank, and not in that, oh my god, he doesn't say anything, he's so cute kind of way.
Yeah.
And she's kind of embarrassed about that, because not because of what he is, but because she has feelings and she's embarrassed about feeling that way, and so she wants to tell him, and she does. Like, it's very upfront. It's very cute, and I love that when her friends find out, they're all just like, thumbs up.
Yeah, you should do that. Totally, go ahead.
Except for
this one.
Gloomy Gus here.
Taira!
Not because he's against anything,
but
because he's just so fucked up in the fact that he's like, everything's bad. What is up with everybody?
He's so pessimistic.
He's so pessimistic, and he's so funny for it.
Yeah. We lose these two girls down here are fun in their own way as well. I love Azu.
All the characters are great.
Yeah, Azusa's great. Yamada's a lot of fun because he's the Joe that you see in a lot of other series. The guy who's always like, let's go do whatever. And
we
everyone's
refer
like,
to him as Joe because there is a character in another series called Joe who acts like this.
In Kimi Todo, there's a character called Joe who's just the dude who's like completely clueless as to what's going on around. And then there was like another guy with a very simple name in another series. It wasn't Joe, but it might have been
He's
Ken.
not quite a Joe.
Yeah.
He ends up kind of
he's
getting
like a mood maker.
He gets paired with the girl that's looking at him because she's very quiet. She's overly conscious of everything. She works at the library with Tani and stuff. But the reason he keeps looking at her is she will see something funny happening and she'll start to laugh, but she tries to hide that she's laughing.
She doesn't want anyone to know that
she doesn't want anyone to know that she's laughing at the thing that's happening. And the girl beside her is her friend.
Yeah.
Who keeps watching the two of them interact, and you can just her mouth like collapses in on itself all the time, which is really funny.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, Honda's cool too. Azusa's my favorite. Azusa. She's like my favorite. I just call her Azu, so I don't remember the third thing. But I like her a lot because it's clear that she's dated older boys before. So she's probably dated high school boys when she was in middle school or something like that. She feels a little jaded, but she also seems pretty happy and okay with what's going on. Like it hasn't like ruined her whole outlook on life. And she likes Taira because
well, they've known each other for a
while. So she's like, I'm fond of not in the like. There's nothing about I want to date him has not come up at all. But
they're definitely be pushed together though.
Exactly, but it's like I'm fond of this guy because he's kind of always been who he's been, and I like that he's not trying to do anything different or weird about what's going on. He just seems like they all seem like they have been friends at least like. These three and Suzuki and these two definitely feel at the very beginning that they've been friends for years, even though they haven't. It very much feels like when you start welcoming new people into your clique.
It's very sincere.
Yeah.
In what it's doing. Like everybody's just very sincere towards each other.
I hate the word clique. I prefer clique, but anyway.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. It's so fun.
I don't think there's a character in here I don't like.
Yeah.
Which is odd.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, second season coming up in July. Looking forward to see what they do with that. Even in the opening sequence, the point we were talking about the other day because we were watching the animatics of it, where there's a point where they're all on stage together, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like the two of them are on like the gym stage together, and Suzuki like does this thing, and she's dancing, and she goes around behind Tani, and she comes up and and grabs his head. And then turns his head on the beat to like look at him because it's like this is all part of the dance we're doing on stage. But when she does that and he looks right at her, she poofs a bit. She blushes when she realizes what she's just done because there's a whole crowd of students that are all in the audience that are watching them do this dance party thing.
It's so animated. Like the way she does her little bouncing, you really feel the energy of it.
Yeah, and when she like grabs his head and turns it, and then she realizes he's like, poof, wait, I'm looking at my boyfriend here, and it's got me all embarrassed for doing this thing. And then she like turns away real fast and goes for the microphone to kind of like keep the energy up and do whatever. It's like, right, she was all like, oh, I'm going to do this super cool thing. I'm going to do this as part of the thing. Oh my God. The realization of like, I can't believe the director made me do that. It definitely feels like I was all into this until like I realized, oh wait, the director's actually making me do this thing with my boyfriend, which I don't want to do because it's too embarrassing. Anyway.
I don't know what maids are about.
Yeah, Shibo Yugi de Meshioku. I think this is a death game. I don't know.
Death game player.
Great,
yes.
Got there. Soso no Frieren, second season. Fantastic.
I keep getting confused by how many seasons this show has because they keep doing that like interrupted core thing.
It was only 10 episodes. It started a little bit late.
It was 10 great episodes.
Fantastic episodes. There's a couple people, I saw people not complaining, but I saw a video go up on YouTube where it was like the thumbnail was like, oh, they found the budget because of like episode 8 where they have the great big fight. And it was
well,
like,
they
right.
definitely put a lot of stuff into that because
Yeah.
it's an action sequence. I wouldn't be like. I mean, I might say
You'd
they
end up
clearly
preserving your
they
budget.
clearly put a lot of the budget over there,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say it like, oh, they found their budget, because that suggests that the rest of the show wasn't as good, and that's wrong.
Yeah, but they were like, we know we're going to have to put a lot of effort into making these sequences, so we know that there'll be less animation in other parts. I'm like, I never felt like it was lacking.
That fight sequence was fantastic. If you like, I really felt like Stark finally got to have like something really cool going on for him.
Yeah.
Not that he hasn't been cool, just like fight wise, he's often not as into the fight because the mages get quite a bit going on, and he just has like some really cool shit happen in that fight.
Yeah. The Cross Hunter says, I hope it has less tournament arc than the first season did. Yes. I think that whole thing about qualifying to be a first class mage that happened in the first season definitely has the tournament arc feel to me as well. But at the same time, in watching it, I was like, when I was watching, I'm like, this is interesting, but I also want to be over now. And then you watch a whole episode, like, well, that was actually interesting too. But okay, next episode starts, you're like, okay, but I want this to be over now. And then you watch an episode, it's like, well, that was also interesting too. And I'm like, it's not compelling in a way that I'm like, I can't wait to see, I want this to keep going. It's like, I want this to be over.
I think the issue with that area, like, the concept isn't wrong or anything. It's just that you meet a lot of extra characters.
Yeah.
And that'll happen in a tournament arc as well. That kind of feels like, why am I meeting all these extra characters?
Yeah.
And you do get some of them in this, like they meet back up with some of them, so it's kind of nice to see them again.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Through second season, we do meet few more characters that you will have met from the first season's first mage first class mage trials. This season was a lot of fun. It was interesting. It widens out just a little bit more, even though it's concentrating on just the three of them. It's like it widens out some stuff. We get to see like some of they go looking for Himmel's memoirs at one point. Like you get a sense of,
well, they stumble across a thing,
so they end up getting involved. But the characters don't undergo any sort of, like, there's no stagnation. You get to see a little more of what goes on in Freeren's mind a little bit, but you really do get, I think, a little bit of tiny bit of development with Fern and Stark, that they're getting to know each other better a little bit too, which is nice. Mm-hmm. And yeah, overall, I'm like, this was great. The opening by Mrs. Greenapple was very good. I really like it. The ending by Millet is also very good as well. I think I prefer the first season's one they did, Anytime Anywhere. But Story of Us is a good song,
but it's still good.
Too. Yeah.
I feel like Fern and Stark could both use some normal interactions with people. Like they both feel like they need some extra friends in their friend group.
I agree.
Especially while they both try to like figure out what the heck is going on between each other.
Yeah. Yeah, because it does feel like we're traveling together. We've been spending months traveling with each other, but we've been traveling with each other as adults, and like as young adults, but as adults. And so there's this thing of like, well, is that supposed to lead to? By this point, it should lead to a romantic interaction if there was going to be any, but clearly there's not going to be one.
Yeah, I don't feel like they necessarily feel romance towards each other.
No,
they have a fondness for each other. They do this episode where they go on a date. But I feel like it's more of they could use for themselves just some interactions with other people their own age.
Yeah.
And because they're constantly in this party, it doesn't seem like they get that, which is kind of weird because I know there's constant
if we had to spend 3 months here over the winter or something, it's like you would have met other people to talk to.
Dropping into places that they have to stick around for a while. But the sense I always get on those when they kind of montage it is that they're not like making friends or really hanging out with people a lot, which is not totally true because I think in the last montage, Stark ends up kind of hanging out with the boat guy that they're going to do. But like you don't see a lot of it. So it just kind of feels like they're not really making other relationships.
Yeah.
which I know isn't like really the point of the show, but
exactly, it doesn't feel entirely real to me in that respect. And like, I'd like to see more of their interactions with like other people in the village and stuff they end up with, but also that's hard to do in a shorthand sometimes. So anyway, very good, and I can't wait to watch more of it. I hope they keep animating it. Tensei Shitara Dragon.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Free Rent is incredibly popular.
Yeah. Tensei Shitara Dragon no Tamago Datta. Didn't watch that. Tome Otoko to Ningen Ona Sonouchi Fufu ni Naru Futari. This is translated as The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. I really liked this. You did not.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, I thought you at least watched the first episode.
No, because I saw the artwork for it and I didn't. There was something about the artwork that put me off, Fair. And I said, I'm not going to watch another one of your shows where a magical maid, fiance, whatever thing happens, and it's going to be the same shit. And I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's, if you like that kind of thing, it's great. I don't enjoy that style, so I can tell what a story is going to be probably about and not spend my time on it.
Yeah, that's fair. This was very cute. I like the opening. The ending, not quite as much. The opening song is very, very cute. It's very. It's definitely feels very Kiki's Delivery Service. I mean, even the way they draw the opening, it's like, oh, we're walking through the Netherlands now, and now we're walking through like Belgium, and now we're walking through Japan, and it's like, I don't know how you got all that in the same thing, but that's what you got. I think it's very cute. I think it's a very interesting show, having all the like demi-human, the Aijin, whatever you want to refer to other people as that, having some like, I really liked I've forgotten her name, but I like that we learn more about just like who. Please tell me her name again. Starts with a J. I cannot remember it now. But we learn about how her family works and things about that she's a little bit uptight about, and like worried about. You know, not uptight, but it's kind of like, for example, it's like she's shopping for clothing and she's like, I can't figure. Jadashi, that's right. Jadashi shopping for clothing and she can't figure out what to wear, because every time she puts stuff on, she always feels that her size, like her height, and her body and her markings on her fur don't let her look good in anything other than very simple things. And so she feels like, I can't put anything else on.
Okay.
She meets this guy who works at the store who's like a spotted lizard who is in crazy patterns, and he looks amazing. He looks very street. And she's like, I don't get it. And he explains to her, it's like, you know, this is, the problem is that you're trying to do a little bit, and that's what's making it not work. If you're going to wear patterns, you've got to go really blatant.
But then she'd be really self-conscious about that, wouldn't she? Like, isn't that really kind of the issue?
Yeah, and he's like, but she sees him in it, and she's like, I kind of get this, like why he looks good in it and why he can do things. And they have a conversation about it, and it doesn't exactly like we get some development with her understanding it a little bit better about like, I should stop feeling so out of place. She's always felt out of place because like she sees other like. Her family are bobcats, North American bobcats.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't think I would have gotten that from this picture.
Right? She had explained that. And what was also very interesting too is that her family, when they draw her family, they draw them in First Nations dress. And I was like, that's interesting too.
Well, when you say First Nations, do you mean Japan or
no? I mean like.
Oh, you mean like.
I mean, like probably more
North American.
I'm trying to remember. It was more like the kind of like Central American.
Oh, okay.
You know, that kind of thing, like indigenous dress from that area, from that and that kind of thing. A very traditional kind of look to it. And I was like, that's really interesting that you've chosen that as a way to represent North American bobcat people. This is what they would look like. And I just was like, I was really impressed by like, okay, that's how that's how you've chosen to represent her and who her people are, and how she feels about like, I'm supposed to be proud of these stripes, but I don't feel like these stripes, I always wished I could get rid of them, kind of thing. And now she's like, no, I need to lean into this more. I need to feel good about showing off my stripes and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of like, I mean, he and his husband, it's just kind of casually dropped that he's dating the lawyer that is in the show, and it's like that's just a thing. We're not going to make a big deal about that. Tomoe, who's the Invisible Man, his people, the Invisible Man people, the Invisible people, they all have a village that they live in that's quite out of the way in Japan, and when you go there, nobody's visible. Not in the way that
would be.
Not in the way
yes?
that... Okay, the thing is like, if you're an invisible person, you can make your entire being invisible, including the clothes you're wearing.
Oh, okay.
You can exude an aura that actually...
You do realize what that sentence sounded like. You go to the invisible land and everybody's not visible.
Because he means... Like, he talks about... He's like, well, I'm invisible, but I like to wear clothing and stuff because... there's a whole reason why. But they go to the... But he's like, I can, and he does. Voom, he completely makes himself fully invisible where the clothes disappear and everything as well. And which doesn't mean anything to Shizuka, because being blind, she doesn't see him anyway, right? She can detect where he is from, being able to detect him in the room, hearing him, and all these, smelling him and everything else.
Yes, I understand that.
So it's really interesting to see them go back to the town, and she's completely fine because everybody else is just fully invisible, but she can detect all of them. She knows, she can kind of tell where everybody is, and she's not going to run into anybody as a result. That
must be hard to animate.
It is, because you're just having people carrying like shopping bags and stuff. That's kind of how you show it off.
Okay.
And
wait, so you can make yourself invisible, but you wouldn't make like the things you're carrying?
No, because when you if you go to drink something, you don't get to watch it go all the way down their throat. Apparently, the moment it hits their mouth, it's visible for like a couple seconds, and then it starts to go away.
Okay.
So very unusual. We find out that invisible people have an organ that allows them to sense the presence of other invisible people, but it's an organ that's more like a muscle. That it's like if you're not using it, if you're not helping it develop, then there's a whole bunch of lore.
I'm not okay.
And that's what I loved about it. Is I'm like, wow, we're actually going to talk a little bit about the science of how this would work, and I was like, this is fascinating, and it's a fun show. Like, it's fun to watch the two of them get together as well. So yeah. I really liked it, and I like the opening more than I like the ending. But anyway, Trigun Stampede, we didn't watch that. Sorry, Trigun Stargaze, which is a sequel to Trigun Stampede. We didn't watch that. Urawashi no Yoi no Tsuki. Oh, that's why it's Yoi.
Did we finish watching this? There's one more episode for us, isn't there?
So 12 episodes aired, and I think we are done.
Finished.
This is on a cool moonlit night. Bah. Whatever it got translated as, it's something very similar to that. Last episode was just today. Okay, good.
I was going to say,
because it didn't feel like it ended properly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there was one more. In the clear moonlight lit dusk is the English.
Right. This is
cute.
This is very cute. The opening's great.
Yeah, I don't actually remember. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great opening.
It's gentler, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. The ending's good, too. I really like the ending. I think they're both done by Union Street Station. They're both very good. And the story itself is a lot of fun. It's a slice-of-life high school romance. There are complications. I will go find this manga and probably end up reading it because I'd like to see how it plays out if they don't actually sew it all up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the premise of it is we have the guy with the white hair.
Yep.
Who a lot of girls are like, oh, he's a prince because the prince archetype.
He's so handsome.
He's handsome. He's also well off. So he's more what people are referring to as like, oh, the traditional prince stereotype.
Yep.
Yoi,
and he's a player,
is also referred to as a prince because she looks very cool.
Yep.
And has I guess they say that she looks more masculine. To me, she just looks like a very pretty girl with short hair, but sure. And so at the school there are two princes. One is in a higher grade, and
just go ahead
all
now.
The girls are always fanning over all of them, which is fun. I like watching shows that have weird not necessarily fan clubs, but the fan club that you see as the mob that literally like runs around and you can't define people outside of them. And I think it's funny.
The funny thing is that it feels like Yoi doesn't feel like she is a traditional girl. because she doesn't seem to. She feels like the way she's letting all of the other girls interact with her in a way where it starts to feel like she's like, well, this is, I guess, who I'm supposed to be.
She doesn't act feminine. She wants people to see her as a girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about it.
It just feels like she's decoupled from that because like all the other girls make such a big deal about her being this great prince that she's like, I guess this is who people want me to be and this is who I have to be. And so when
she doesn't lean into it in my opinion,
no,
though.
She
so
doesn't.
That's why I don't really think of it as this is what I have to be. So much as just this is what I am. I have no control over it.
Yeah. So what you're seeing is somebody who is like confident in some ways but not confident in other ways. And then you see Ichimura show up and he's very outwardly confident. And he just sees her immediately as, look at that cute girl. Boy, I like this cute girl.
Yeah, but
and
he's also
bugs him because he's like, oh, I've always interacted with these cute girls before, and I've never really liked them. I've just kind of been around them, and it was been fine.
It's been convenient.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Yeah. Girls talked to him. They said, let's go out, and he said yes because it was the path of least resistance.
Yeah, like sure, we can go do that.
And because of that, he's considered a player.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he really ever did. Like, he's more apathetic than that, but he still has that he still has that going around about him.
So I just want to get along.
And because of the way he acts, which also is probably just because he expects people think he should act that way, she's just like, well, he's a player.
Yeah, I can't trust him. And
he shouldn't.
And when he comes at this, his initial thing is like, I like her. I don't want to screw this up, but I don't know how to not screw it up.
Yeah, which is probably really hard for him because she's kind of like, well, I kind of like him, but I don't trust him. Yeah. And therefore, let me make a very detailed contract
about our
that he is going to sign about how we will definitely go out for 2 weeks kind of on a trial period.
Yeah.
With no romantic things in them at all because she's too scared of that, which is fine. And if during that period we end up liking somebody else,
then we know we can separate.
Then we know that this was never a thing anyway. We were just trying it out.
Yeah.
And then when they do get past that point, she makes another contract.
Yeah.
Because it's what's manifesting there is fear.
Yeah.
It's her trying to control a thing that she's scared of doing.
Yeah. Yep. It's fair. And no, it's a lot of fun as a result, and it's very sweet. Also,
their friend group is funny.
Oh, their friend group's great.
You don't see like a ton of them, but she's got like a couple of girlfriends who are constantly like, give us your notes and what's going on with boys,
yes,
and stuff. And then he's got a couple of his guy friends who are one. Because she works at her family owns a curry shop.
Yes.
And they do end up at the curry shop because one of his friends is like, I love curry. I have a blog. I go everywhere and I do curry. You barely know anything about that because it only comes up like a couple of times. But I like this, like the side character dragged me to this place because he has a blog.
Yep. Yep. And he's kind of the insensible one, and the other friend is the more sensible one, and they're all kind of great together, which is really good. So
yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, I like it. I will go. Can't wait to watch the last episode, and I will read the manga if we don't get any more of this.
I'm glad it ended up as good as it did because from the description, I was a little wary that this would be kind of more fluff than I would want.
Yeah. Vigilante, Boku no Hero Academia Legal second season. Didn't watch that. Watashi ga koibito ni nareru wake sorry. Watashi ga koibito ni nareru wake nai jan muri muri. Muri ja nakata. Next Shine. Didn't watch the original, which also has a very long name. Yoro Shinden Samurai Troopers. Didn't watch that. Yusha ke ni shosu. Chobatsu Yusha. 9004 times. I'm not going to even try. Wait.
We didn't even watch this, right?
Tai Keimu Kiroku. We did not watch this.
Okay.
You didn't watch the show with Xylo Forbarts?
I mean, we went over how I like silly names, so I don't know why you're bringing that up as a negative.
You would have probably remembered it, I think, is what the point I'm making. Yusha no Kuzu. Didn't watch that. Yusha Pati ni kawaii ko ga ita no de kokuhaku shite meta. Shitemita. Didn't watch that. Yes, exclusive offers.
We definitely didn't watch the exclusive offers.
Kanagawa ni Sunderu Elf. I don't even remember this coming up as a thing.
Wow,
anyway.
that looks very...
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Choppers. Didn't watch that. Gerupio. Didn't watch that. Hokuto no Ken Keno Gun Zakutachi no Banka. Didn't watch that. Omae wa Mada Gunma no Shiranai Reiwaban. Didn't watch that. Yamashibai 16. Nope. More offers. Ao no Orchestra Season 2, did not watch that. Fumetsu no Anate Season 3, nope, didn't watch that. Ganglion, didn't watch that. Gnosia, didn't watch that.
Is that based on the video game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Jochum, Season 2, didn't watch that. Kagaku Boken Survival Season 2, nope. Music Tiger in the Forest 2, nope. Shivi's The Sound of Heroes, didn't watch that. Tojima Tanzabaru wa Kamen Rider ni Naritai. I know some of you have watched this. It's 24 episodes, obviously. I didn't start watching it, and so didn't continue watching it either. This is Tojima Tanzabaru wants to become a Kamen Rider.
Oh, right, yes. I remember seeing, I think, a PV about that or something.
Yeah. Uso Tante Tomanto, didn't watch that. And then movies, All You Need Is Kill, nope. Ansatsu Kyoshitsu Mina no Jikan.
Watch any movies?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. Do we really have to go through
Boku no Kokuno
how
no
we didn't watch
Yabayatsu movie?
all of the
Nope.
movies?
This is how I do it. Doraemon Shin Nobita no Kaiteki Kanjo, no.
Why?
Because it's sometimes you come across a thing where you're like, yes, I did watch the series of Milky Subway, but I didn't see the movie, and I don't think I even knew they were making a movie. This is how I also remind myself of what's out there and what I hadn't seen.
I see.
Girls Un Panzer, Moto Love Love Saksen Des, nope. Hanaro, PA Works, girls with jobs, like tank driver. Hanaro Kusho ga Akeru Hi ni, this is that fireworks one. Yeah, no, didn't watch that. Kiro Senshi Gundam Senko no Hasawe, Cersei no Majo, ask Ian about if he's watched that yet or not. Kusunoki no Banin, didn't watch that. Meikyu no Shiori, didn't watch that. Oshirimai Man, Fukatsu no Oshirimai Teikoku, didn't watch that. Peres ni Saku Etoile, I did see PVs for this, but we did not watch this. I thought it was a series. Shin Gintama movie, Yoshiwara Dainjo, didn't watch that. Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken, Sokai no Namida Hen, nope, didn't watch that. Here we go. Bakido, didn't watch that. Beastars Final Season Part 2. I have that keyed up, I think, but I haven't watched it.
Didn't think that would be an OVA.
Yeah. Well, because anything that counts as an ONA, net animation, so stuff that goes to Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah, things that don't make it to TV make it into ONAs now.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll have series down here that completely forgot about. Blackjack Yanen. I don't even remember hearing about this. That's interesting. I should think about this. Maybe I'll add it to my watching list so I don't forget about it. It looks like it's on YouTube. Cho Kaguya Hime. Wanted to watch this single episode thing, probably more of a movie, I'm guessing. So it says it's on Netflix. I guess we might end up watching it on Netflix at some point. Dokudemo Makibao World Tour. Duel Masters Lost. Bokyaku no Taiyo. Evangelion Hoso 30. Shunen Kinen Tokubetsu Kogyo. I did not watch, didn't see that show up at all. Ganso Bandori-chan, didn't watch it. See? That's why we scroll through this. Hanazakari no Kimitachi.
I wasn't complaining about this part. I was complaining about the movies and just the large gap of, we didn't watch this, so I don't see the point of it.
Because sometimes I come across a thing where I'm like, right, we were going to watch that or something. It reminds me. Hanakimi is based on a manga from 1999, and it does not feel... In some ways, it does definitely feel like it's from 1999.
It feels like it's from 1999.
And in other ways, it's like, that's remarkable that this got made in 1999.
In all of its story beats, it has that feeling. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
There is definitely a attempted rape scene.
Yep.
Near the end that does not get put through at all and is weird. So there's that. There's a lot of he kissed me while I was drunk and therefore doesn't remember that we kissed.
Yep.
Which is fine, whatever. So the premise is girl likes guy that she's seen on TV who's a high jumper, wants to meet him, she's living in North America. He's living in Japan. She cuts off her hair, wears some guy's clothes, enrolls in an all boys school in Osaka. It's Osaka, right?
Yeah,
and
she enrolls at Osaka High School.
And then ends up being roommates with him. And it's like, okay, sure, I've seen these movie tropes before, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I felt like there would have been like more, oh no, someone's gonna find out.
Yep.
Bits, but okay, sure, this is how we're gonna play this.
Yep.
And her dad shows up. No, it's her older brother.
Her
older brother shows up, and we kept referring to it as his villain era because he just kind of doesn't make any sense as to like some of the stuff he's doing. He's clearly supposed to be.
Are not great.
He's clearly supposed to be this archetype who really like cares a lot about having this younger sister and such. And then he finds, and apparently it's news to him that she's at an all boys school, but just the way he shows up at the school with these shades on, being all like, I'm going to find out whatever.
But she'll never recognize me because I'm dressed entirely in black and I'm wearing shades.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, okay, I don't, if this is what his character's supposed to be like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like we get introduced to him in a way that makes any of that makes sense.
No. They do an awful lot in this series to basically play a lot with the I'm dressed as a boy, so therefore I am a boy, but then some people find out that I am a girl and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is like, to be clear right away, Sano figures out within like the first 3 episodes that she's actually a girl and is like, I guess she has her reasons for being here and doing this, so I'm just not gonna say anything about it.
I didn't say that the attempted rape scene was inappropriate or inappropriately handled. I said that there was an attempted rape scene. You should be aware of that.
Yeah. It's
just as a heads up there.
Yeah, it's a for me it was a weird series to watch because I was just kind of being presented with like a lot of tropes where I'm like, oh, and it's an all boys school and we're gonna have. There are a lot of characters who are. We're gonna have one boy who's the cute boy who really leans into the fact that he's like, I'm the cute one that won the
I'm
Miss,
the idol.
Yeah, I'm the idol. So I won the Miss Osaka contest last year, and I'm also really hot for one of the dudes. That's these.
Yeah, there are a lot of characters in here who are just outright gay.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah, except they won't ever say it. The only one who does is the doctor. Immediately in the first episode, he's like, "Oh, I don't give a shit about you. I'm gay," and it's like, "Okay, cool."
There's 2 other characters. There's like one that he's making out with that we barely get to see because that person's not part of the school, I think. But then there was a third one that outright said it. That
was a student.
Yeah, I just don't remember who it was, but like it's just he's not important.
Yeah, it's very odd because I was like, I don't know. I don't know why this was done this way or for what, but it did really make me feel like this came out in 1999. There's no way this would have gotten translated in 1999 to come out over here, because it would have gotten like an R18 or something. Did we get
Gravitation in 1999? Or was that later?
No, that was like 2001, 2002. I
maybe.
think. Yeah.
Gravitation is awful, by the way.
Yeah. I watched it too. Ian told me it was good, and I watched it. I'm like, okay.
He's wrong.
Well, he also, I think, lent me the Chinese subtitled version. And so I was getting a lot of Xing Dong was one of the guy's names. And I'm like, can't take it seriously because I can hear that it's not his name. Anyway, what did we think about?
I liked this.
Openings and endings as well.
They were fine.
Yeah.
I would probably watch more of it.
Yeah.
But I do think this is very like a very specific tropey style kind of anime that if you like or don't.
Yeah. Himitsu Keshataka no Tsume XX Batsubatsu no Isekai de Chitsuke o te nishita. Goddamn.
Actually, I do think they should make more of it because it feels like there's too many characters for that story to not keep going.
Fair.
And it would. I prefer anime over manga personally.
That's fine. I'm going to try this again. Isekai de Chitsuke o te ni shite ore wa genjitsu sekai o mo muso suru. Level up wa jinsei wa jinsei o kaite. Didn't watch it. JoJo no Kimyo na Boken, Steel Ball Run.
There's more JoJo happening.
We didn't even
Did we
watch...
finish the last one?
No, we didn't even watch all of Stone Ocean.
Yeah.
And now Steel Ball runs out, and everyone says this is fantastic. It's essentially rebooting the whole JoJo universe. That's was the point of it. I guess based on things that happened in Stone Ocean. I mean, I never got excited to watch Stone Ocean.
I go back and forth on JoJo. There's some of it I really like, but a lot of it squeaks me out too. So I also don't always enjoy it, even though I think it's fantastic.
There's a tension to it that sometimes is great, but also is not. And
that's not even. It's for me. It's not the tension. It's the grotesque nature of some of it.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I guess it's the best way I could describe it.
Right. Kizoku Tensei Megumareta Umare Kara Saikyo no Chikara o Eru. We didn't watch that. World's Strongest 6-Year-Old. Majutsu.
That category can't last very long for you, right? Like once you're 7, like
oh yeah, good point.
Like doesn't the world's strongest 6-year-old become someone else at that point?
Yeah. Majutsu Kuno no Mieteru. Nope. Didn't watch that. Mao no Musume wa Yasashi Sugiru. So
yeah, I noped out of this after 2 episodes.
I have not. So I watched like about 5 episodes, maybe 6 episodes of it. I think it's cutely done. I don't like the children's song portions of it. I don't see the point of having them in there. And it's frustrating because it's like, I don't care about this or want to listen to this. It's just a little kid or somebody singing like a little kid songs. And they just feel like really terrible filler to me. And I don't think I'm going to fit it because I read the manga and it was.
I mean, I thought the premise
fun.
Was pretty cute. It's just, it is one of those. It feels like it's not going to go anywhere. Repetitive jokes, kind of things, and those don't vibe with me.
It definitely is usually. Like, how does she subvert the plans that were made to make her evil today? And that's what I really thought was fun about the manga. The singing and the voice acting, like I think the voice actor does a great job. I also think that it's really high pitched and it kind of bugs me a little bit.
Oh, that's what children are like, though.
What children are like.
Have you ever
seen a children?
Noticed the high pitched thing? Maybe not. You're old now. You might not be able to hear it anymore.
Yeah. So opening and ending a little forgettable for me. I mean, I know how the ending begins because I do think it's funny, but I largely don't. I largely don't care. I bounced off it ultimately, and I'm like, the manga's fine enough. MF Ghost 3rd season, didn't watch any of the other ones. Mohu Sando, didn't watch this at all. Okiraku Ryoshu no Tanoshi Ryoichi Boe. This is...
Hung on longer to this than I would have expected to.
This is... of the everyday... The production of it's got a terrible title. Yeah, it has an awful title because it is so hard to remember. I like it. I would end up watching another 12 episodes if it comes out. I got more of what I wanted, which is I'm going to use production magic to do fun things. I got too much of it because I was like, I think you're going a little too far.
That's weird for you.
It is a little weird for me. But also, though, I like the idea of all I want to do is I just want to run this village and try to help it grow. And I'm like, yes, lean into your SimCity fantasies. Please do that. And it's like, no, you got to go to war. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go to war. I wanted to just kind of like build up the whatever. And so, it's fun. I will watch more of it if they make more of it. Is it light novel? No shit.
There we go. Easygoing territory defense by the optimistic lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's when you remember what it is, it's kind of like, okay, great, but also it's very hard to remember. God, what else do I? Oh, the opening sequence is very cute. The song is very cute. It's got
a good beat to it. Yeah.
I could not put it on my iPod and listen to it. I'll tell you that much. It would drive me up the fucking wall. Okay. But as an opening sequence, it's great. I especially like the breathing portion, the hee-hoo, thing and whatever. The ending is make it. I'm like, that's catchy. It's not as great, but yeah. Lamina kind of sums it up. There wasn't enough creative use. I wanted more weird bridges and castles and less weapons. in the opening sequence, they show him getting like a stomach ache and then like creating a whole bunch of weapons, and I was kind of like, if this is what it's gonna be, this is gonna suck, because that's not what I want. I want him to be like, we need to like concentrate on more farming, and we need to concentrate on other things, and so I'll build like water wheels and productions and stuff, and I'll do all this other things. They also kind of fall into that trap of, I'm gonna make a moat around the village. So what I'm going to do is make a perfect square with perfectly square rectangular sides and everything, and just like, it's the thing, same thing that Isekai Nonbiri Noka leads into. Nonbiri Noka, yeah. Where it leans into the whole thing of like, it's all just fucking Minecraft. Everything has right angles, and I'm like, I hate this so much. I hate that it's always down to, we have perfectly packed and everything's like perfect rammed earth, perfect angles and shit, and I'm like, you can't make it a little rustic, you can't make it feel like a little more like of its place. No, it's everything's got to be like perfect everything. So I'm like,
I think I would like it if it was a video game.
Yeah, I'd love this.
I think as a video game I would enjoy it, but I mean, management style, I showed up and I just terraformed shit.
Yeah.
As an anime, I find dull personally.
It's
I watched more of this than I normally would have.
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't going to like it. I was surprised that you liked it, because to me, it always seems like you really like it when they get into the nitty gritty of explaining why they're going to do everything. And to me, it just kind of felt like he had a cheat skill where he went, well, there's a house over there now.
Yeah.
And
I was like,
so I didn't think you'd
that,
care for that. But yeah, like if they were like, no, this is the plot and this is a video game. Yeah, I know we have Dragon Quest builders and stuff, but I would be like, oh, this would be fun to play. For me, this isn't fun to watch.
Like, I wanted there to be a thing. He's like, oh, well, I'll just put up a whole bunch of houses, because he did really fast. He made a bunch of wooden houses, and then like in the next episode, he's like, actually, you know what? Everyone's getting stone houses now, and then he just decided to make stone houses. And I was like, what about all the people living in the wooden houses? Like, what happened to their houses that were all wooden? Did you take all the wood away and then make a whole bunch of stone in its place? How do you do that when they have a bunch of stuff and they live there? Also, you just decide the town's going to look like this, and I'm like, but does that help them actually achieve the things they're trying to achieve? Like, you have to have fields for them to grow stuff in, and people are moving into these places, but it's just kind of establishing a town all of a sudden. It's like, you can't just establish a town.
No, he can't. He's the Lord.
From scratch.
He can.
If you establish a town from scratch, that it's like, well, where do your shops go? Where do your markets go? How do people actually interact and do these kind of things? Like, there's no thought for that and no indication of how you would make that stuff work. It's just assumed that would be fine. I'm like, anybody who spends time looking at a medieval town that kind of become like, if you look at Paris, it's like, Paris is organic for a reason in a lot of ways, because that had to grow up over time, and you're very much trying to cram this all into your SimCity fantasies, which is what I want, but also, and SimCity is slap down a residential, slap down a commercial, slap down the industrial, and let the Sims decide what goes into those areas. And
no. That's never what these shows do, though.
No, it's like, I'm going to make it from scratch.
I mean, usually your show premise is guy gets isekai'd here, and he's on a piece of land all by himself.
Yeah.
And so he just starts doing whatever he wants because he's the only one, and then people show up, and everyone's like, well, you make the plans because it's your place.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing here. And he can do that. He's the Lord. It's his place.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a little frustrating.
I know he's all like, I want to do good for the peasants, but ultimately he is, I get to do whatever I want.
And he's like 8 years old, and I'm like, right, but you have a dude you have like all these advisors around you, and you'd think that one of them would be like, you can't just build a dozen houses on these streets and make it look like whatever. And he's like, but I can because of whatever. It's like, no, because you're not taking into account. Somebody just said here, like, those wood houses are probably, thank you, Jay, those wood houses are probably full of black mold because he didn't put enough of ventilation. It's like, right. If he doesn't know the thing he's building inside and out, then why wouldn't you want to like say things? So why wouldn't you want to try to have his butler who's teaching him stuff be like, no, normal house designs are like this, and we do this for these reasons, and this is how we control whatever. And it's like, yes, because I'm 8 years old and I've never lived in this part of the world before. And
he's living in a world that's like, oh, you're the youngest son of whatever, but you are clearly very smart because he's trying to learn about the world and everything.
And he's reincarnated, right?
Yeah, but you're clearly very smart, and as your father, I think that you're already surpassing your older brothers because look at how much of an interest you are, and you're only like 8 or 6 or whatever. And then we find out what magic you have through the magical bauble of now it's your magic time.
Yep.
Oh, you do production magic.
Throw him to the wolves.
Into hell with you.
Cast him into the sewers.
Like, so it doesn't seem like production magic is even like particularly rare. It's just so much as it's not valued, which I'm like, okay, except for the fact that I feel like it's odd that people who have production magic, nobody's been like, oh yeah, you could make things.
Yeah.
That just seems weird to me.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch of
not like a oh, you shouldn't watch the show because of that reason. I just find it kind of sometimes when they do a premise where they're like, oh, it's this thing and other people have it, and I'm like, it's this thing and only he has it.
Yeah.
And people are like, witchcraft, which would be a weird thing to say to a magic show and throw it out.
There is a series.
Would make more sense to me.
There's a series that I really love, and I forget the name of it, but it's about a woman who trained for years to become a hero, and then somebody killed the Demon King before her, and now she had nothing to do. So she was like, I guess I just have to kind of go into the world and figure out what I'm going to do from this point. And she meets up with some dwarves who, what they do is they go around building houses for people. Mm-hmm. But they build monster houses because they build them for monsters. And she is she's confronting this idea of monsters are monsters. She's like, no, wait, monsters are just also people. They're people in a different way. And so she's going along with them to kind of protect them from like getting attacked on like their things that they're doing. But also they show up and they're like, oh, we're going to build a house that's designed for these monsters to live in. And she doesn't really understand why, but she helps build the house. And there's always a 2-page spread in the manga where the person got to lean into their best 8-year-old fantasies of, I'm going to draw a cross section of this house and show how it works. I'm going to show you what the rooms are for and how they're related to each other and how you have all these different things. I'm going to show you like the floor plan and stuff. It's like Seraph in the Monster House or something like that. I can't remember, but she, you learn along the way why this is the way it is, but it's like the, getting to see the house is like, for me, it's like that's the mangaka saying, I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about it in just this context of we can build a house, but this is why the house has to operate the way that it does. And it means that it's like everything feels a lot more intentional than I made a bunch of houses. See, Sora and the House of Monsters. Thank you, Kenley France.
The way you're describing this kind of stuff sounds more interesting as a manga than an anime.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Makes a great manga, that does. This one might make a good manga too. I don't know, depending on how they get into plans and stuff. And maybe you dash all that out for the anime. Who knows? But anyway, One-chan Gokko. Did not watch this. No. Oshi ga buka ni narimashita. Didn't watch that. Pedicure. No. Fairies Season 2. Didn't watch that. Princess Principal Crown Handler. Chapter 4. Fabulous Platypus. Great name.
Fabulous Platypus.
Fabulous Platypus is good. Hey, Prism Rondo, which apparently they already aired all the episodes, but I saw this show up in the next season thing too. Don't know why. I didn't watch that. Sayoshi no Gike Mederu Tame Nagai Ki Shimasu. Didn't watch that. Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. Social no Freeran, Marumaru no Maho Part 3. I've been waiting for someone to translate these so I can watch them.
They're little YouTube short things.
Yeah, and they all are about, like, these are all different magics. So this is Mitamono wa Kosoku Suru Maho, which is like this, the magic that does this, or the magic that Doshin ni Kaeru, the magic that does that. And Osentaku no Maho, laundry magic. And it's just little 3-minuters that go into what all the different magics are.
Whatever. Next one.
They're in the Grimoires. Yeah. Oh, right. Because if we didn't talk about
B-side.
Tamon, we didn't talk about Tamon's B-side.
This was really good.
It was amazing. This is like the one I was second most looking forward to whenever the
drop of like, oh hey, there's a new episode of
come up and it's like,
what do you want to watch tonight? That one.
Yeah, we're gonna watch like The Villainous Loves the Prince from Another Kingdom, but then we're gonna watch Tamon's B-side after it.
Yeah, we're watching that one to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
No, Tamon was great.
This is so good. Warning for a little bit of suicidal ideation in the middle of the series at one point, but again, it's somehow handled for laughs. They managed to figure that out, but just putting that up there. It's so great because it is about
There's an idol group named Face with a slash between the F and the A.
Which is such a great way to show that they're two-faced.
Because you need to know that. And yeah, and every single one of them has essentially an off-camera personality, which is pretty much almost an opposite to what you see them on stage has.
Mm-hmm. And it's fun when you figure that out, when you get to like the second guy, it's fun trying to figure out what's everybody else's B-side going to be when you get to meet them.
I am so disappointed that we barely got to see the guy in purple, the nerd. Like you see him briefly in public wearing so nobody knows who he is.
And he just goes on a rant to no one for like a minute.
To no one outside the store about like the stuff he has purchased or something, and he runs off and he's like big and muscular in the opening, and I'm like, I want more of this so we can get a little bit more of him.
Yeah.
Just because everybody else got a lot more to their backstories, and maybe he doesn't have one. But
the opening, Sweet Magic, is so good, and the ending is great as well.
It's so cute.
Hana no Yume, I think it is, or something like that, or Hikari no Yume. I forget the name of the ending. The ending's really good. They do a really good job of like trying to the way they give you the openings and the endings is like we're telling a story in both of them. Of course, like all great openings that are really high energy, the main characters dance with each other in it.
Yeah.
Like all great
and
shows.
the first episode, because I believe you get like some stuff that happens before the opening, and then they go into the opening as if like you're seeing the music video.
Yeah.
Or something, which the opening has a lot of music video vibes for this group.
Yeah. And it's very...
the focus is on Tamon.
Yes,
I mean he's in the title.
He's the lady killer. He's sexy and wild.
He's Kinoshida's Oshi.
Yeah.
Her favorite, and she's working as a housekeeper, and then ends up seeing him. It's great to see a fan who is very like in a series who's very like.
I understand my role.
I understand that he is different than what he is on stage. I'm more surprised by how different he is, but I'm not surprised that he is different. And as far as I'm concerned, when he is acting and he's doing his role, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's completely okay that he is a different person.
And it's funny that the two of them also end up becoming an anchor for each other, which in one way it's like, is this codependence? But at the same time, it's also like, in the moments of self-doubt that the other one is giving them something emotionally back. Because when he's in she splits him into, because he splits himself.
Gloomy-hara.
And Harihara, but it's, it's Ikehara, because Ike-man, right?
Right,
so,
yes.
Ikehara. So when he's being all down on himself and stuff, she's like, no, stop it. You don't say shit about my favorite that way, and you are my favorite. And, Tamon-kun is a god. Repeat after me. Tamon-kun is a god. And he'll do that, and he doesn't really believe it.
Because why would you? That would be a weird thing.
Right?
But, yeah.
It's not the greatest self-talk, but in a way it's nice.
I think part of why that works for him is here's a person he doesn't work with who gets to know what he's actually like.
Yeah.
Because his entire fear of what he is going on most of the time is that people will hate him if they find out that he is not how he portrays himself on TV.
Yeah, which is funny because he has to keep portraying himself as the sexy and wild center of the group. He's not the leader, but he is the center. And if anybody finds out that he's not really like that everyone will leave him, all his fans leave him, they'll think he's a terrible person or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, by doing that, it just reinforces it the more you do it, and then the worse you feel about it. And it's like he's constantly spiraling because of that. He also knows how to turn it on at the flick of a switch. It's kind of a I would say at the beginning what you see is him turning on when a camera is on. Yeah.
And it's not necessarily like he knows to turn it on, just like it's almost just happening automatically for him at that point. We hit a point later on where he's turning it on himself because he's realized he can use that to try to get her to say yes to things that she's saying no to, which he doesn't understand why she's saying no to those things. Yeah. It's because she constantly has the self-talk of it's unfair that I'm here getting to see him be his onstage persona.
Yeah.
because that's unfair. Like that should be shared amongst the fans.
Yeah.
And for him to use that here is like wrong.
Yeah. And she still explodes as a result of
I
it.
do wish they would have explored that a little bit more, because it hit like it hit a point where he was clearly being manipulative.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he really understood quite what he was doing.
Yeah.
But it's also the anime, at least, is not really that dark space.
Yeah.
So
they're also all high
past
school
it.
students.
So
no, but the thing is, like, they're also all high school students. I'm like, if you're the kind of guy who's like, I don't know, I'm like this gloomy introvert, like they're saying here, or I have no, really, the thing is, I have no self-confidence, but you know that the thing that the person who you're interacting with, that you're kind of slowly falling in love with, that they respond very well to when you in your other persona,
sure,
you would be like, well, then I'll just be in that other persona because that's the thing they love.
I get that. What I'm saying is they didn't explore a topic, and I think it's because this show is more towards the light, fluffy side of things. It's not meant to be a darker show.
Also, I like in the intro sequence where when they show all the guys, they show them all with the animals that I think the fans end up assigning to them as like, this is the kind of animal these people are. And then the animals flip over, and on the other side is an object that actually has to do with their real life personas. And we spent some time trying to guess.
Yeah,
what
we
does
did.
that
We
mean?
did stop and watch pause the opening there to be like, okay, can we determine what
these people are going to be like?
What the real persona is going to be like when we get to it?
Yeah.
And we were
not close on a couple. So.
We were good on a couple, but not close on others.
Anyway.
I do also really like that when he goes out in public, in order for people to not recognize him and not draw attention to himself, which doesn't work. People don't recognize him.
Yeah.
But that does draw attention to him. He puts a paper bag over his head.
Yes.
With eye holes cut out.
Yes.
To just do normal things.
Yeah, go to the store.
It's not like people are approaching him, so he might really think he's not drawing attention to himself. But there are people who are like, what is up with that weirdo over there?
Yeah, because he doesn't like put on a hat and then sunglasses and a face mask like you see a lot of idols will do that kind of thing.
A couple of the other ones will,
yeah.
When they do stuff. But then we have, there's like a school festival thing where he shows up with the paper bag, and then one of them shows up with a gorilla
mask on. Yeah.
Like, not a mask, but like a full like mascot kind of mask, and another one has like another, and they're all there doing that.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest thing ever, because there are people who are like, are they advertising some sort of haunted house? Like, what's going on?
What is this all about? They're all high school students anyway, right? They're supposed to fit in here.
Yeah,
so.
but it's cute.
Anyway, top-notch show, one of the best this season. Definitely give it a watch. I think it would be an awful shame if they didn't make more, because the fact that they set up Face as like a group, and that the 5 guys who are in it, I think, are singing in it as well. And the music's good. Like, that's the thing that kills
fun.
me. I'm like, all the songs they've been doing, they're really catchy.
I find it a little disorienting when they go from the 2D to the 3D models.
Yeah.
On occasion, when they do some of the
when they need to show them dancing,
the shows doing the dancing. I don't think it's egregious. I think it looks fine, but it does hit kind of like a weird. Part of me wishes they wouldn't have to, but I feel like because they are going with some very complicated choreography, that I understand why that's there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like.
It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah, it's not like like so out of place.
It currently doesn't look terrible. In a few years, I don't know. It might look bad.
Yeah. Tensui no Sakuna Hime Kokoro wa Ina Sakunishi.
Oh, they made a sequel.
Yeah, to I did not.
I have to do Sakuna Hime. I have to do the I have to go make Rice video game.
Yeah.
The
of
anime
Rice
for
and
that.
Ruin.
Yeah, of Rice and Ruin. The video game is really good, but the anime also was like an actually good adaptation.
Yeah.
Which I find to be rare.
It's only 2 episodes, so they're shorts, but I have to get that. I didn't know it existed. The Idolmaster Million Live, Itsuka Manakade, nope. Yani Neko Mini, on the official Yani Neko YouTube channel. I didn't know anything about that.
Good for you.
Yep. Yusha Patio, Oida Sareta Kiyo Bimbo. I did not know about that. Again, another Cast Out of the Hero Party thing. solo adventurer, explosive values. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Do you want to take a break for like 3 minutes and then we'll come back? Or do you good to just keep rolling?
We can just keep going.
We'll keep rolling then. All right. We're going to keep rolling into 2026. This is the previews. You got to do, okay. Or do you want to go back over this and pick the things that we were like happy with? Because I'm like, Free Run, you and I are polar opposites. Tamon's B-side are like the big three that really did it for us, I think, this season.
Let me check my Bujo.
Okay.
Where did I put my anime?
I couldn't even begin to tell you. I've never looked in that book.
You and I are polar opposites. Fantastic.
Cool Moonlight Dusk is a good show.
I would put it up there. It's not going to be my S tier, but I put it in an A tier.
Yeah. There we go.
Tamon's B-side, yeah. I put Hanakimi up into the A tier.
Fair.
I personally really like Oshinoko, Journal Witch. I'm putting up into S tier.
Witch, absolutely
and
S tier.
And Free Run. Yeah. And side note, we also watched Silent Witch, which was not from this season, but we binged that at the beginning of the season, and that's fantastic, and that needs more.
I don't know if it is or it isn't. I was going to say it is, but then I realized I actually don't. I don't think I saw a thing that said it was. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us move on to spring of 2026. Silent Witch is so good, and I would love to read more about it. I'd love to watch the anime of it. It's actually very well realized.
We binged it very quick.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. It was like we started watching, I'm like, and then it's like, no, just keep going. All right. Aishiteru game o owara setai. Do you want to read the things for this?
All right. Childhood friends, Yukiya and Miku share everything except their feelings. Ever since 6th grade, they've played a love game. They take, I've seen the ads for this one. I want to watch this one. They take turns saying, I love you. And whoever gets flustered first loses. Now in high school, their hearts are closer than ever. But will they finally find the courage to confess?
Yep. It's. I think it's something like, I want to end this love game.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I want to watch it because two childhood friends who've always basically been playing a game of dare at each other. And then are like, shit, but do you stop? Because we've always done this but how to, and I think that sounds cute.
Yep. Akane Banashi. Do you want to trade these off? Or do you want to just keep reading?
I can read the things if you want.
Go ahead.
With only your voice and body, master the art. Akane Osaki. Osaki, captivated since childhood by the magical performances of her father, Shinta Arakawa, witnesses a shocking incident during his decisive performance for promotion to master rank. 6 years later, now a high school student, she sets her sights on becoming a master herself, pushing forward in the highly competitive world of Rakugo. A passionate and authentic Rakugo drama begins now.
I'm sure it is, but I'm kind of Rakugo'd out.
This Rakugo has to go.
This is nothing. I don't have anything bad to say about Akane Banashi. I don't know anything about it one way or the other. I'm like, I don't think I want to watch more of I need to sit down and learn these things and do whatever and kind of what.
We have had some very good Rakugo animes, so I'm not opposed. Yeah. I think I'd have to see an episode or two to know.
Yeah. Also, I have 24 picks this season, so I was like, I think
that'll dump down quick.
This is not grabbing me.
I mean, I hope it dumps down quick. That's
we'll
that's 24 is a lot,
see
man.
What happens. Okay, Awajima Hyakei.
Ooh, an opera school where countless girls from across the country flock in hopes of one day standing on the big stage. As they work toward achieving their dreams of stardom, their time at Awajima is filled with as much friendship and admiration as competition and jealousy. The precious feelings of girls who were once both classmates and rivals, tenderly captured in the portraits of an ensemble cast.
Yeah. It's in my maybe watching. I've added it to our thing so we can do a test on it. I don't know how heavily I'm drawn to it, but I was like, opera's a new music thing we're going to try. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. I don't know if I'll end up liking it fully or not, but we'll see.
It sounds a lot like we have a club. Do we go to nationals?
Yeah. Except now it's the whole school. It's like the Takarazuka school.
Which it could be fun.
Yeah. That, there was an anime that was about a Takarazuka style school. You all remember that, the silver stage that they had to walk on or whatever. It's fine. Candy Carries.
Ame is a child who loves sweets and the tooth decay that lives in her mouth called caries. Caries lives a carefree life inside Ame's mouth and even calls her mama. And Ame's body is always at Carrie's mercy. I don't want to watch this at all.
Me neither. Kurasu de ni banmei ni kawaii onna no ko to tomodachi ni natta, which is I made friends with the second cutest girl in my class.
Makimahara, the class outcast, finally makes his first friend, Asanagi,
Asanagi. Yeah.
the second prettiest girl in class and the center of everyone's attention. Well, she's only the second prettiest. I don't think it's everyone's attention. He's convinced that she's out of his league, probably is. But as their unlikely friendship grows, Maki starts to wonder, could there be more than friendship just between them?
This is darling as shit.
It sounds cute.
I've been reading the manga. I really like it.
She has a shark plushie, so she'll get some extra points for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, second prettiest. All the classes take polls.
So that actually literally comes up as a
of course it does.
As a why that's in the title is that comes up fairly
no,
early
of course
on in
it
chapters.
does.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. That's a thing that anime does.
Yeah. I want to be clear that it's not a thing, it's not a ranking that the girls are all present for, obviously, but the girls all end up hearing about it, and that's how they know. And that's how it's kind of like, I see that I have been ranked by the boys in the class.
Yes, and all of them will die now.
Yeah. Diamond no Ace, Act 2, second season. Didn't watch the first.
Second season of a thing we're not watching.
Dr. Stone, Science Future Part 3. Well,
third and fourth final core of this fourth season.
I can't fucking stand this.
God.
I'm
glad falling off of Dr. Stone, huh?
Glad I dropped it. Ghost Concert, Missing Songs.
Okay, this anime takes place in 2045 in a world where songs have been banned again in another moment. Instead of humans playing instruments and creating music, a music app titled Muix.
Here we go.
Sure, is in charge of these things. High school student Saria goes out with her friends one day, but she happens to hear someone singing Shock, which is supposed to be prohibited. Double shock. What she finds is a lone ghost, a great ghost, who has appeared from outside this world.
Yep.
So the ghost is singing?
I suppose.
How are you going to punish a ghost? They're already dead.
Exactly. So they will just keep singing no matter what.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother.
Not likely.
Haibara-kun no Tsuyokute Seishun New Game.
Look, we all have embarrassing memories or deep regrets from high school, right? Socially anxious college senior Natsuki Habara sure does. And when he thinks back on that time of his life, all he has are fleeting fantasies of a happy adolescence that could have been. Imagine his bewilderment and surprise then when he inexplicably finds himself 7 years in the past, 1 month before his first year of high school. Can he avoid his previous mistakes, make his way to the top of the school social pyramid, and end up with the girl of his dreams? Or will he be forced to relive 3 years of fucked up nonsense? Where were we? There we are.
Yeah.
Of solitude as the most hated guy in school. Why would you go back? He'll need all that help he can get in order to succeed from a workout regime to online how-to guides.
Regimen.
Regimen?
Not regime.
Oh, right.
Regimen.
You're right. Regimen. A childhood friend and plenty of sheer willpower. Watch as he takes a second shot as teen. No.
You can watch. I'm not going to bother.
No. You know why? Because the last thing I want to do is go back and try to make myself hit the top of the school pyramid.
Yeah.
It could have been the best years of my life. I don't want to go back there.
Already had a reasonably good time.
Do you know
in
what
high
happens
school.
after high school goes away? Nothing. It doesn't matter anymore. None of your high school experiences matter in that way.
Hidari Kiki no Eren.
Asakura Koichi is a young designer working for an advertising agency. Lost and confused after being dropped from a project he worked hard to secure, he travels to the Yokohama Museum of Art. This is the place where many years ago he first encountered the talented Eren.
Eren, yeah.
Eren. The start of an inspirational adult ensemble drama about creatives. Could be fun.
Yeah, that's why I figure I give it a test.
Testing.
I don't know how I feel about it fully, but give it a test.
There's not enough information for me to make a thing there.
I watched a.
But
it's Aaron the Southpaw is what it's being advertised as, and it's
being lost and confused after, especially if it's a thing that you've worked hard to try to get.
Yeah.
Going back to where like you're trying to get your creative energy going on, that could be a good premise.
I'm just interested to see where it goes, and who knows. Higeki no Genkyo to Naru Saikyo Gedo Last Boss Jo wa Tami no Tame ni Tsukushimasu Season 2. Now, I can't remember. Did we watch this?
I don't remember watching.
What's her name? Pride Onion Joy? What's her fucking name again? I can't remember if we watched this or
I
not.
feel like I'd remember a character named Pride Onion Joy.
I can't. Her name is like Pride Olive Ivy, I think.
Royal Ivy Pride?
Yeah, Pride Royal Ivy. That's her name. Yeah. And there's other people named Royal Ivy as well. And I don't remember us watching this.
I don't think we watched this.
No, it's
so
like somebody reincarnates as the last boss villainous in the thing, and I was like, I don't remember.
Most heretical last boss queen from Villainous Society. No, I think I would have remembered that.
We did watch that.
Did
I think. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do not think that we cared much about. We were like, it's all right.
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think we watched that.
Hime Kishi wa Babaroi no Yome.
Serafina de la Villante, the strongest female knight in the West, was sent to subjugate the barbaric tribes of the East. But when her mission fails spectacularly, she's captured alive and imprisoned. Humiliated and dreading what horrific torture she'll endure, she asks to be put to death. Well, I guess if you know it's happening, you feel better about it. To her surprise, rather than tearing her limb from limb, the tribe leader asks for her hand in marriage. Will Serafina face a cruel and abusive arranged marriage? Or will she discover that these tribes aren't as barbaric as she was led to believe?
Well, Serafina, you get to make the decision here.
I'm not watching this.
Is she even in chat? I am watching this.
No.
I watched the PV for it, and I'm like, oh, this is a little more. There's a little bit more going on here than I thought that is going on. So I'm.
Oh well, that description is not selling it.
Oh, I know, but when you watch the PV, it actually feels like, oh, I see. This is more of a. He's like, this is a political thing that I'm doing as well. Like you're a great fighter and everything else too, but also this is a political marriage, and I'm interested in trying to move things forward. And now it's also about discovering their culture and learning who they are and that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, it's this fantasy comedy romance. I'm like, this will be a little more lighthearted than I expected. But then watching the PV, I'm like, but it's also not a total like slapstick comedy thing. So I'm looking forward to watching it. Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. We do not have to read this because it's Fist of the North Star.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Okay.
We know it's Fist of the North Star. It's a new Fist of the North Star.
Back to the 90s.
Not going to bother. Not going to bother. I don't enjoy it if you want to watch the new one. So go right ahead. Honzuki no Gekkokujo Ryoshu no Yojo. This is Act 3 or Part 3 of Ascendance of a Bookworm.
When did we what did we end off in Part 2?
Part 2 is where she was... Part 2 was when she ended up cracking the mysterious pendant that was given to her by Sylvester, because she was going to be Christ, it's going to be so hard to sum up. The high priest, who was a jackass, was getting together with a baron from outside of the duchy to basically kidnap a child who had a lot of mana. And she didn't want to let that happen, but it looked like they were all set up to do things, that they were going to take him away, and they had a showdown in the temple. And the head priest, who's Ferdinand, was there helping to protect her, but she was in trouble, and they tried to the bad guys tried to kidnap her and some other people at some point to keep them from interfering. They all made it back to the temple, though, at least to have the showdown. And then she was in trouble, and she ended up cracking the pendant to basically call for help from Sylvester. Sylvester shows up. We discover that he's Alb Ehrenfest. He's the Duke.
Right.
And at that point, she's like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize that." And he's like, "Yeah. Also, by cracking that pendant, you've basically signed a contract with me, which means that we need to now deal with you. We need to deal with you because you're now going to have to be adopted by my." You're basically saying, I agree to be adopted by me, and that's how I'm going to protect you from the people at the temple.
Vaguely recall that.
It is fucking complicated. And so, yeah, she's had to say goodbye to her family now, and she's going to change her name.
So this is Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Yeah.
Which I skipped, I want to say, the first 6-7 episodes of in season 1, and was better for it.
It's fair.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the show. I do really like it, but it's one of those shows where they constantly are like, ooh, isekai whatevers.
Yeah.
Knowledge. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. Just say you know shit and move on.
The manga has gotten out of control.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Because now she has to go to school and that's part 4. In part 4, she has to go to school. So it's a lot. So anyway, it turns into Academy anime or Academy manga.
I'd probably watch it with you, but only because you're watching it.
Sure. Ichijoma Mankitsugurashi.
A high school girl, a manga cafe? A high school girl, a manga cafe.
Yep, that's exactly what it says.
I think there's an extra word there. Mako, a countryside girl enrolls in a rich girl's school. She's told that if she does volunteer work, her tuition will be free. But in reality, she will be living and working in a manga cafe. Living in a small manga cafe booth turns out to not be so bad. Well, that's great. Why not try enjoying a manga cafe filled with cute high school girls as staff?
Why not? I put this down. Yes, I want to see it. I admit the ecchi
tag's not helpful.
No, it is not. But I still want to see how this is going to go. I know nothing else about it. Haven't even read the manga. I want to see how this plays out. Anyway, they might make living in a manga cafe look like a lot of fun. Who knows?
I mean, maybe.
Anyway, Isekai no Nbiri no Ka 2, second season of farming life in another world, where it's all chicks and one dude.
This is the one I was describing when I was talking about here's what your isekai farm managements are usually like.
And this is the one I was describing when it's like everything is fucking right angles and it's the dumbest thing. Anyway.
You watching more of it?
I am watching more of it.
Okay.
I got to see how it continues to roll off. I'm still reading it, and I'm like, it still is doing what it's doing.
It's nice that you can have things that I don't have to care about.
High smut is okay, right?
I'm not saying it's smut. I'm saying management sims are not my bag.
It's fair. Jido hanbaeki ni umare kawatta ore wa Meikyu no Samayo, third season.
I like vending machine.
Yep.
But boy, is it just tiresome now.
Yeah.
It's just, the premise was fun. I like Boxo, but it is just, oh no, another fucking problem has arrived. No one can possibly save it. Don't worry. Let me just do it now.
Let me just imagine a vending
and
machine
now,
that might
you know
exist.
what? We're going to go into a bunch of battle arcs because coins or something maybe have to happen. And I just feel like it's boring now.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is weird because I really liked the whole I can supply an entire group of people with ramen or some other stuff that they've never had before. I don't even mind the whole trash just mysteriously disappears so we don't have to worry about it kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't care about another season because I stopped caring during the last one.
Sure, that's fine. I'm picking it up. I'm going to watch a few episodes of it to see if I still enjoy it or not. I don't know.
I like a lot of the other characters, and I feel like none of the other characters get to do anything because
he's OP.
Yeah.
And it's like he's OP in a way that doesn't make him fun as a support thing. Like when he was OP on support, it was like, that's fun. That's really neat that's a thing that he can be.
When he put up a shield and he was just like, oh shit. Every time I get hit by something, I lose coins.
And that's
also my health points. I could potentially die in this situation. I was like, okay, good. We have some tension here. This is whatever. But a lot of stuff now is like, oh, we've got a big thing we're going to have to do in order to obliterate everything. Don't worry. We just brought out the royal treasury and we'll just fill you with coins. And I'm like, so you've taken that away too.
Yeah. It's like he's got 100,000 coins in him now and he can do whatever he wants. I'm like, yeah, it's like most video games when you figure out the not the cheat, but you figure out the strat where you're like, oh, now I have infinite coins.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why don't I feel like the game's any fun anymore? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like SimCity 2000 is fun when you do the $2 million cheat things. Like I can build whatever I want and I can spend a lot of time doing that. But then you get to a point where like I've overbuilt my entire city.
Yeah.
And
I loved the part where he was like, I'm putting out box lunches at nighttime. I do a completely different product that does not compete with the local economy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put everybody out of business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we go back to that part?
Yeah.
Also, I think this would make for a fun video game. Not the fighting part, but the idea of a management system of your coins being your HP and being a vending machine and doing upgrades like that.
Absolutely.
I think could be fun.
Yeah. Jisho Akyakureijo na Konyakusha no Kansatsu Kiroku. You have seen the words Akyakureijo so many times. You know it means villainous. Everybody knows it means villainous at this point.
Bertia.
So Bertia
is reincarnated into her favorite otome game. Not as the heroine, because that's not going to happen, but as the villainess engaged to the perfect crown prince Cecil. Fully aware that her role is to sabotage his future romance, she's determined to bloom as a wicked flower and wither away according to the story. But no matter how hard she tries to scheme her evil plans, only end up making her more endearing.
A good twist on the idea of how does the villainess save herself, and she's more like, no, actually, I have a role to fulfill.
We've had a couple characters who are like, I am going to be the villainess.
So this is called the villainess is the observation diary of the villainess or whatever, right? It's an observation diary kind of like from his perspective.
Oh, okay.
But he's not the main character, and so he doesn't really take up all the space of that, at least in the manga. They also made a sequel manga to it. When the manga finished, they made a sequel manga about the two of them being married. Just throwing that out there. It's super funny to watch her try to be a villain because she keeps kind of fucking it up a little bit. And I think it's a lot of fun as a result of that.
I think it's going to depend on how it feels as it plays out, because I feel like maybe a little overdone in I got isekai'd into an otome game as a villainess.
Yeah.
And not, like, there are other characters.
Yeah.
We've watched some that do like some unique stuff, like the 50-year-old man becomes the villainess, and that's at least from a different perspective.
Yeah, Akiakure Tensei Ji-san.
But like, this sounds rote.
I know. The reason I read the manga anyway, because it's a light novel. The reason I read the manga is because it seemed like it was going to be more from his perspective, and it also seemed like she admits to him, like, as like an 8-year-old, right? Like, they met when they're very young, and she's like, oh, but you need to understand that I'm the villainess. And he's like, okay, that's real weird that she would say that to me out of nowhere. Whatever. And it's like, and this is Bertia, and she's going to be my princess. I'm going to be married to her someday, and she thinks she's a villainess, and I think that's super funny. I'm just going to keep watching her.
And I'm not saying it'll be bad.
Yeah.
It might even be really good as a telling of that. But we've seen that before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody who's like, I want to be the villainess no matter what?
Yeah, there's been like 2 or 3 girls who are determined to fill in the villainous role, and they always flop on it because they try too hard, or they keep going, haha, I'm totally the villainess, and everyone around them is like, what even is that?
I don't remember those. I think this one does it
the one where we find the village that's shrouded in smoke.
Oh, that one.
She does that.
That's right. Oh, there's the level 99.
This is not. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying we have seen this before. This is just kind of very basic, and it could be really good, or it's just another. Oh, they did this again.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, so hopefully it'll be just as good there. Kami no Niwatsuki Kusunoki-te.
Deep in the countryside, Minato Kusunoki is left in charge of a terrifying house overflowing with evil spirits. Or at least it was, until his extraordinary ability cleared them all out. Landowners, am I right? Mm-hmm. Instead, a procession of unique and peculiar gods is drawn to the comfort of the purified Kusunagi residence, and Minato spends his days relaxing in the company of his spiritual neighbors. What else lies in store for Minato as he lives peacefully surrounded by gods? We saw the PV of this.
Yeah, it's cute.
He basically ends up with a bunch of freeloaders that are very cute, and that's probably the only reason why he's not gonna get super mad at them, although I imagine he does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Kami no Shizuku. I cannot believe this is finally... Drops of God is finally getting an anime. Here it is.
World-renowned wine critic Yutaka Kanzaki. Oh, I want to put an extra A in there. Yep. Has passed away, leaving behind a wine collection worth over 12 billion yen. His will states that his collection will be given to the one who can identify the origin and year of 12 wines he's chosen as the 12 apostles, and one that's superior even to them, the drops of God. Competing for the prize are his son, Shizuku, who received a world-class education in wine but rebelled against his father and has never drank a drop, and Issei Tomine, a young charismatic wine critic whom Yutaka had recently adopted as his son. What is wine? What is a parent and child? What is life? The complex and fragrant battle surrounding the legendary drops of God is about to begin.
Yeah, I'm very interested in watching this. I don't know if I'll watch it all the way to the end because I don't care that much, but I really just want to see how it's gonna shake out. So, yeah.
I mean, it's probably funny. It's gonna depend on how it goes.
The start of the manga, is also focused a little bit. They might even just jump into it like a really fast because the start of the manga shows Shizuku here working at a beer company essentially, or like a company that like markets and sells beers and whatever like that. Because he's like, I can't get away from the alcohol thing, but I'm definitely not going to have anything to do with wine because that's my dad, and fuck you, dad. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, because we have a basic setup. We have a person who's passed away.
Yeah.
They have an inheritance. You have the son who rebelled but was educated.
Yep.
And then you have the person who is basically the adopted son, who probably also would, especially if the rebelling son doesn't care, would inherit.
Yep. I do love the fact though too that it's like it's a wine collection worth over 12 billion yen, and I'm kind of like, wine is meant to be drunk. Like the idea of like, I have this amazing collection of whatever, it's like it's worth all this money. He's very, very rich, and I'm like, sure. So you get the collection, but also the wine is meant to be drunk. Like if you have these bottles of wine sitting in your cellar and you're never going to drink them, then you might as well not have them at all.
You have to let wine age. So there's like a point where you can't drink it because it's just grape juice.
And then the fermentation process,
and then there's a point where I guess it's supposed to get better as it gets old.
No, it doesn't. It's not supposed to change at all. In fact, wine is more at risk of getting worse the longer you keep it.
Okay, you're all weird.
Yeah.
Not you, Chad. I don't know who I'm talking to, but the wine people, you're weird.
Ultimately, it ages in the cask and not in the bottle, right? So
is that not where they keep it?
They keep it in bottles. Right? You bottle your wine and then you keep that, and it's like if the wine has been sealed incorrectly, or it happens to, because it can turn. Wine can turn to vinegar essentially, right? And so, I mean, they call it vinegar, or it's not turning into proper vinegar.
This is basically just this is people's unsealed card collections.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's worth 12 billion yen because as far as you know, it's probably okay.
Correct. But because you haven't cracked that pack of alpha, you have no idea what's in there. So there might be a Black Lotus in there.
But once you break it, you lose the value of the pack.
Exactly. So there's the whole thing with
wine's a scam.
A lot of these things
wine's
are.
a scam.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So once it hits the glass, once it hits the glass bottle, it's like it's done, and it's supposed to. Champagne can keep cooking. I say cooking, but champagne can keep maturing inside a bottle because generally it's been packed with something that allows it to get more bubbly over time. But they measure that out to be precise so that when it's maturing, the yeast will get used up to a point where there's enough bubbles and enough flavor in the champagne. Wine is supposed to go in and it's like it's done. At the point that it's done, it's done. And the reason why everybody likes this kind of thing is like if a winemaker is making their wine correctly. A 1985 Chateau Mouton or whatever, right, is like that should taste the same for everybody. Every 1985 should taste the same from 1985 on, no matter what. And if you had a really good 85, you'd be like, this is great. I'm going to get another bottle of this and keep it for 10 years and drink it again when I really want to have it again. That's why they do stuff like that.
I propose, knowing nothing about this anime manga, that this 12 billion yen wine thing is just the 12 bottles that they have to open to test and the 13th drops of God one.
Yes.
And as they go through this competition and they've opened all these bottles to drink it, to inherit, that it doesn't matter who wins because now there's no value to anything being inherited.
Yeah, I would love that to be how this ends up too. But anyway, I want to watch it. I want to give it a try because it's like I finally want to see how they're going to bring it into whatever. I was reading the scanlation about it, and then it fell off at some point, and I was like, don't care anymore. So anyway, speaking of alcohol, Kami na botan yoeru sugata wa yuri no hana.
Kami na e.
You say the e twice. Kami ina.
I don't read e's that way.
Yeah, but
that's not how English works.
Kami-ina.
I know. They're 20-year-old college student. And at the welcome party for the dorm that she was assigned to, The dorm leader, Ibuki, gives her a highball to drink, and she becomes tipsy, leading to her involvement with Ibuki from now on. A tipsy, teasing girls comedy. When they say involvement...
Oh, yeah, it's a Yuri series.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, though, it's not explicit Yuri because it's not clear who's in a relationship with anybody.
Mystery Yuri.
But also, I dropped this series. I was reading it, and I dropped it because it was so fucking boring.
Right, which is why you've put it on as maybe?
Yeah, I picked it up as a maybe because I'm like, I want to watch 3 episodes to see how it gets realized, right? Like how it actually comes to life. And if it would be more interesting being able to watch a new episode of it every week and keeping track of who everybody is. Because I know who Kamiina Botan is. The thing is that she comes into the dorm, and all of a sudden, all the girls who meet her are just like, we're really infatuated with this girl, Botan, who's shown up now, and she likes to drink, but other people like to drink, and everyone's drinking, and it's like, right, I can't keep it all straight in my mind, and it's kind of like Whisper Me a Love Song. I had to drop that because I'm like, I'm sick of everything that has nothing to do with the 2 main characters. And the fact that we went into this whole thing about other characters that I don't give a shit about made me drop the manga entirely. And then when I watched the series, I was like, we got into the other bits that I didn't give a shit about either. And so I was like, that was
because generally that's what anime does. It uses the manga as you're gonna end up dropping that.
Yeah, probably after 3 or 4 episodes. We'll see. It's like slice of life.
Nope.
It is very slice of life.
Keep going.
Kanan-sama wa akumade choroi. Kanan-sama is devilishly easy.
A female demon infiltrates a high school with the goal of devouring some delicious human souls. She sets her sights on the perfect target because it's a teen boy, Kyogi?
Yep.
Yoji.
Mm-hmm.
And goes for the kill, only to somehow end up with a relationship with him instead. Because otherwise it really wouldn't be a show. Kanon's never been in love before, and this oddly innocent demon creates absolute chaos as the two venture into romance with a first date and beyond. Bleh.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, just was kind of like, not going to bother. Kill Ao.
Juzo Ugami.
Ogami.
Is a legendary hitman who has never failed an assignment, no matter how impossible. One day, after wiping out a powerful organization, he's stung by a mysterious wasp and collapses. I would venture to say...
The wasp had like a fedora on and like a trench coat.
Yeah, wasps aren't usually mysterious.
Anyway.
When he wakes up, the fearsome 39-year-old assassin has been transformed into a 13-year-old boy. Before he can even process what has happened, his boss delivers a new order. In that body, infiltrate a middle school. What awaits him is an unexpected school life filled with colorful classmates, youthful chaos, and looming danger, and more mysterious wasps, perhaps. Can Juzo ever return to his original form? It might take a few years. Or will the assassins closing in on him end his second life before it even begins?
Yeah, it's Detective Conan, but he's an assassin.
It sounds stupid.
I'm not that interested. Maybe it's very funny.
I mean, it could be funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I liked the fable, but
I'm more curious about the wasp.
Yeah,
than I am the rest of the story.
It's fair. Kirio fan club.
Ooh, for Ami and Nami. Amy?
Aimi. Aimi.
Aimi.
Vowels are pronounced the same way. A-I-U-A-O, so Aimi. Aimi.
These 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is to cry tears of joy for being able to pinpoint at a distance the object of their affections, Kirio, from a single toot. What?
This mastodon. I don't know.
These are the kinds of deep philosophical questions the 2 friends/rivals in romance pose to each other to prove their love for this boy, who hardly seems to know they exist. He doesn't know they exist. That won't stop them from conducting nightly rituals to entice him into their dreams, though, or listing out what exactly they like about him, down to the very last organ. If he knows you exist, he should be really far away from you. Mm-hmm. But when push comes to shove, will they choose their hilarious friendship over a shot at love? Oh, we watched the PV for this.
Yes, we did. So you're reading it, and I'm kind of like, you're gonna remember that we watched
when you say things like, "Oh, let's talk about all of his organs,"
yeah.
I'm like, you're creepy.
Yeah. This is the kind of like. This is 2 girls getting up to the kind of nonsense that 2 people get up to when they're very close friends and they happen to be fans of the same thing and they're sharing that with each other, and they develop a kind of weirdly obsessive but like reinforcing relationship where it kind of drives one of them further and drives the other one further.
I think the reason we liked the PV was their faces would get weird.
Yeah, and that also, it's clear that they're very good friends, and they've been friends for a long time. And it's also clear that, of course, Kiryu has no idea who they are, except that in the PV at one point where it looks like he does know who they are. Like he does recognize them.
It kind of sounds like they're in the same class. So it's like this is more of he's aware of them in the sense of they're classmates.
Yeah.
He's probably seen them before, but not aware of them in the sense that they ever talk.
Yeah. So it's very odd, and I kind of like the idea of showing this kind of close friendship of two people who are like, we're going to reinforce each other's ridiculousness, and what goes on as a result of that.
I think the write-up does not endear it to me.
No, the
but
PV made it look
I'll
better.
probably watch it because of the PV.
Yeah, Komikami Girls.
This is the story of the seven-sister unit, Komikami Girls. Children of the rice deity, born from the tradition, in a single grain of rice, 7 gods reside. When their mother, the deity of rice, or the rice god queen, if you want to get technical about it,
if you're nasty,
was called back in haste to the celestial realm, and no longer able to return to the earthly realm they search for. There should be a comma in there. They search for her traces using Usa City, Oita Prefecture, as their base, and teleport to Hachiman shrines throughout Kyushu Island. As they solve local problems, they learn about food, take part in cooking battles, and grow.
So...
Okay, I was not interested in the
anime.
first 3 sentences of that.
Yep.
And the last part seemed more interesting, but then you just said it was a tourism anime, and now I'm not so sure.
Just slamming this down here where it's like, oh, we'd search for her using this as their base and teleport to Hachiman shrines throughout Kyushu Island. I'm kind of like, this is all very particular stuff to be mentioning. And then also the fact that we have shrines here as well. I'm like, this really feels like we want to
but also it's
reinforce.
A food anime.
Yeah, it's also a food anime, and then cooking battles, and I'm like, I also don't really care about that.
Yeah, I'm worn out on food anime. It's all
I love tourism anime, but
same. I liked what was it, that one with the door to another world? That
Restaurant to Another World. Yeah.
Because every now and then you got glimpses of the fact that all of these people were actually coming from the same area.
Yeah.
And you even had ones who had kind of met sharing a table, and they clearly liked each other, but they lived very far apart.
Yeah.
And
so when they open their door,
they could go to this restaurant and they could meet up.
Yeah.
And I liked the sense of that, but food anime overall is just, to me, is just not interesting on its own anymore.
Yeah. Kori no Joheki.
Socially inept, Egawa Koyuki.
Ramparts of Ice, by the way, for anyone who's wondering.
Maintains a wall between himself and other people.
Herself.
You're right, it is herself. Oh, right. Okay. She spends her time in high school alone until she meets Amamiya Minato, a boy who keeps trying to close the distance between them for some reason. The loner Koyuki, the popular Miki, the boundaryless Minato, and the kind basketball player Yuta. This is a story about 4 complicated and confused young people and their mixed up lives.
Yota.
We could have just done that last sentence for this.
Yep, this is a story about 4 complicated and confused young people with their mixed up lives. Playing on Netflix. I can't wait to watch this. It looks very interesting. Also, same mangaka as you and I are polar opposites.
And that's why I want to watch it.
Yes.
I mean, the PV made it look okay, and I would have been like, yeah, we'll check it out. But because it's the same mangaka, I'm much more interested in it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this penguin.
Yeah. Kujima utaeba ie hororo.
In the fall of his first year of junior high school, Arata Koda encountered a strange thing. In this home comedy, a mysterious creature named Kujima brings new life to the
Konoda family.
Konoda,
I guess it's
Konoda family, where the atmosphere is slightly tense due to the concern for the eldest son, a Ronin student who is preparing for the entrance examinations. By the way, the creature, who calls himself Kujima, speaks normal language and eats the same food as humans, or insects, whatever. Did he come from outer space, or did he... ...
Yep.
There's no question mark there, even though I gave it a question mark because it's really hard not to.
I like that they're eating Nagashi Somen. Like that's the because they got the bamboo thing shoot set up.
So a Ronin student is a person who hasn't decided on a college.
It's a person who didn't get into college immediately after high school.
Right.
So they're now a Ronin. So they're writing more exams to try to get into colleges. Then they're studying and trying to get into the next year.
Right.
And that's more tense because you're like, I'm missing out on life. I'm fucking up. Everything is going bad.
You're not doing
the
the socially acceptable thing
Correct.
of I got into college right away, and once I'm done college, I get my job and I do what I'm supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And I failed.
Yep. Anyway, I want to watch that. Looks like fun. Kuroneko to Majo no Kyoshitsu.
Spica Virgo is an apprentice witch, but can't use any magic.
Why'd she pick that as a career?
She needs someone to be her master in order to get into the academy of her dreams, but she has no money and no connections and apparently no magic. Suddenly, a mysterious talking black cat, I guess Luna needs a side job,
Oh, hang on.
that can use magic appears before her. Spica wants to learn magic, and the black cat wants his curse broken. Goals on the same path. Therefore, a secret master-apprentice relationship was born. Does this seem? It sounds like cheating.
Mm-hmm.
But the key to breaking the curse is kissing his...
Butthole?
His...
Butthole!
Who knows?
Cat cloaca.
A clumsy witch and the teachings of a black cat. The Magic Academy fantasy starts here. It says fantasy. It doesn't have an ecchi tag.
No.
So, why would you write it this way?
Why would you write it this way?
That doesn't need to be a mystery, does
Definitely
it?
does not feel like anything I want to watch.
The key to breaking his curse is a kiss?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are we doing here?
Do you want to watch this?
I want to know what he looks like as a cat before I make that determination.
You have to find the PV for that then. Yeah, I don't know where that's going to be. Hang on. We can go to which classroom? I think that's our cat boy.
I mean, yeah, as a person, but he's supposed to start as a cat. That's not a cat.
There's titties. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have the tag comedy in there as well, clearly, because they're leaning into that
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
love that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That rules.
I'll give it that. That one's good. Flowy butterflies. I feel like we got told what's happening in episode 1. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, that's fair.
This sounds... I'm getting mixed messages. Yeah, it's Luna. Yeah,
Butthole.
she might have to kiss his butthole.
Hell yeah. I was right. Anybody watches this, let me know if I am right.
If you read the manga, just tell us if that's right. Because that kind of seems, yeah.
Oh, you want to kiss my butthole? No. But my butthole, it's unkissed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think I care.
It's fine. Nope. Let's zoom that back out. Yeah, I kind of was like, I don't think I'm going to care about that.
I feel like we got told everything that happens in the first episode.
Yarp. Liar game. It goes on for a while.
Wishing she would live up to the ideal, Kanzaki Nao's father named her thusly for honesty. Now has more than lived up to her father's wishes, even exceeding them and earning the label of a foolishly honest girl. I don't think that's the label you want. This makes now the least qualified candidate for the high-stakes liar game, where winning requires deceiving the opponent out of their money, and losing means receiving massive debt. Are we just bored of killing games now? We got to go on to this?
Yeah, it's worse, right? Because you have to...
However, that doesn't stop a box containing 100 million yen in cash and a card informing her of her participation in the game from arriving at her doorstep. Nor does it stop her from getting promptly tricked out of the entire sum of money. Upon hearing that a genius swindler responsible for the bankruptcy of a major corporation is being released from jail, now goes to the swindler Shinichi Akiyama to enlist his help. With that, the two are drawn into the dark, greed-filled, and deceptive world of the liar game. I don't care.
Yeah, me neither.
it just...
Yeah. I was like, oh.
I mean, it could be really good.
Bad things with money,
I don't know.
Sure, whatever.
Just give me a killer game.
There's a bunch of stories that are all like this. So I'm like, the tropes kind of all feel the whatever. But Maho no Shimai Duruto Riri. So magical sisters Duruto Riri.
Fu and Ru.
Riri.
Really?
Yeah.
Who used to be close, but have been a bit distant from each other recently. Who isn't? One day, Fu encounters a mysterious spaceship and gains magical powers. At that same time, Rui also gains magical powers. Isn't that great? And both transform into the adults they dreamed to be. Fantastic! The sisters' powers come with 2 conditions. Their magic powers can only be used in 1 year. Seems a little cheap. Mm-hmm. And no one must know about it. Also seems cheap. Unaware of each other's secrets, they become active as idols. Way to ruin it at the end.
I was like, so they're keeping these secrets from each other for one thing, but then also...
You're only allowed to do it for a year.
Yeah, and like, oh, you know what? We're just going to become active. Do they know each other have become idols
I don't think they're allowed to.
Yeah, so...
Probably not. I mean, it could be fun, but it just kind of...
I'm going to be an idol.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Mighty Mashita Itamakun 4, so...
4th season.
Yeah, welcome to Demon Class.
13 students of the Misfit class must perform to reach rank 4 at the music festival.
I hate everything.
That sounds like a terrible arc.
Mao.
The Nako passes through a portal into the Taisho era, where exorcist Mao reluctantly rescues her from the jaws of a grotesque yokai. When Nanako gets back to the present, she discovers she has some new, incredible abilities. She returns to the past looking for answers, only to get caught up in Mao's investigation of a series of gruesome murders. As her questions about herself multiply, Nanako learns that Mao is cursed by a cat demon named Byoki. And so is his sword. And probably his dick. If anyone but Meow attempts to wield it, they are doomed. But when Meow's life is in jeopardy, Nanako picks up his blade and swings.
I like that you've decided that you're not going to read the names properly at all.
Nope. Look, I don't need another Inuyasha.
Yeah, that's the thing. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is Inuyasha, right? That's what it is? Whatever. Marriage toxin.
For centuries, the deadly arts have been perfected by those known as the Masters. Among them, the Poison Masters of the 5 great families hold the most fearsome power and influence. Hikaru Jiro, heir to the Poison Masters Jiro family, has lived his entire life in the underworld, far removed from love or marriage. But when the Jiro family head decrees that Hikaru's sister must bear an heir to preserve the bloodline, I almost said buttline, by force if necessary, Hikaru resolves to protect her at all costs. It is then that Hikaru encounters Mei Kinosaki, a brilliant marriage swindler who becomes the target of his latest job. Realizing that the way of solving a family succession problem and protecting his sister is through marriage, Hikaru impulsively asks Mei for help in finding a bride.
So, apparently, popular manga. People really like the story. Funny and interesting.
I will say, I thought he was going to say, ask for her hand in marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll give it that.
I'm not reading it. I've seen people post images of it. I bounced off the synopsis of it, so I'm not going
I like the Splatoon look of it.
Yeah.
The splattered paint look on the poster. Like, as a piece of artwork here, this is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Mata korosarete shimatta no desu ne, tante-sama.
Sakuya Otsuki is the son of a legendary detective working to follow in his father's footsteps with his assistant, Lilith. However, I know that's not what it says.
Close enough.
It's close enough. However, something's different about this high school sleuth. Wherever he goes, he always manages to get himself entangled in his cases as a murder victim. When Sakuya is tasked to infiltrate a luxury cruise ship, he finds himself killed once again. Poor luck. But every time he reopens his eyes, Lilith is there by his side, ready to help him get to the bottom of the mystery. He might consider a different profession.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be... I mean, it doesn't even have comedy And I'm like, it's such a funny premise, but it doesn't have comedy. So I'm like, yeah, this will be fun. It'll probably run for one season. It'll be fine. So looking forward to that.
I hope after like the third time he's dead, and he gets brought back to life, someone says, have you considered different job options?
Absolutely. Megami isekai tensei nani ni naritai desu ka? Ore yusha no rokotsu de.
Are. My reincarnation destination is the rib of a harem. The rib of a harem-loving, happy ending, overpowered hero.
Stay with it. Just stay with it.
An isekai reincarnation anime that defies animation conventions is born. Beyond traditional animation, this series delivers an exhilarating isekai reincarnation tale through unconventional techniques like stop motion, puppet theater, and live action featuring the aloof goddess in charge of isekai reincarnations and the protagonist, me. Is that the person's name, or am I supposed to be?
It is me, yeah.
Who endures one absurd reincarnation after another.
Okay, now I need to be clear.
Okay.
This is the important part.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
I'm still kind of caught up on the rib.
Yeah, because this does a terrible job explaining what's going on. I'm interested because of this piece of it. Unconventional techniques, stop motion, puppet theater, live action.
I appreciate that it's pointing out that the show is not going to be just animated.
Yeah. So, when I went to TVDB and I read the synopsis for this, it's essentially saying that this person, the goddess in charge of reincarnations, like everybody was like, okay, this is fine. People keep showing up and getting reincarnated to different isekai, and that's da-da-da-da-da. That's just whatever. But then so many people started showing up that there's like a backlog of like 50,000 people waiting to get into the reincarnations, and so the goddess at least the people in charge, just start throwing out random things, and that's why in one of them they end up as the rib of a harem-loving, happy ending, overpowered hero. They're just kind of like, they're like, we're gonna put you in their rib, and it's like, okay, I guess.
Okay, because sorry, my reincarnation destination is such a weird. It's an interesting phrase to start with, because of
what does it mean, right?
The rhyming thing. But you kind of get tripped up on it, and then you get into this other weird sentence.
Yeah,
and my brain's like, the idea that, you end up as a rib, does not settle in there for me.
And so the idea is that the person who is our protagonist, who might be the same every time, could be different every time, I'm not really sure, they end up getting reincarnated over and over and over again by this goddess, but into different things.
Right.
And they just end up as like different animals or different whatevers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I think will make it an interesting show.
It could be interesting.
Yeah.
From a lot of perspectives. I worry that I will lose interest if the story is just, hey, check it out, this new thing, and isn't it weird?
It could just be that it's like the same world, but it's the different creature, the different whatever that you show up in is like, oh, now you're seeing the world from a completely different angle. I'm not entirely certain. I think it's supposed to be like the world that you're isekai'd into is always the same world. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
Needy Girl Overdose.
OMG Kawaii Angel, affectionately known as K-Angel, is the top streamer girl with 10 million subscribers, and not a day goes by without seeing her in action. Whether online, on TV, or at a live show, she's always surrounded by her cheering fans. She needs a holiday.
That's, exhausting.
Striving to catch up with K-Angel's popularity is a 3-girl streaming unit called Karamazov, which might have a better chance given there's 3 of them, so they could take holidays.
Yep.
And far removed from the world of these streamers is Kash, a girl who lives with her freeloader boyfriend while working at a theme cafe. The story of the internet angel who captivated the world, woven by a girl who shines like a star, and girls who reach for the brilliance and story of you on the other side of the screen, begins here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 3 different people, 3 different groups, rather, who are all trying to be YouTubers. Mm-hmm. Essentially, one is at the top.
Yep.
One's a 3-girl group.
Yep.
Who see her as a rival, essentially. And then there's another one who is trying to get in, trying it out, but has to work she has to work at a theme cafe. So I'm assuming that she's not so popular that's going on, but she's got a boyfriend who sucks while she's at it.
Yeah. So the most
Hard to say if this is good or not.
The most I know about this, because they already did a pre-screening of the first 3 episodes, right? They edited it together into a thing. The most I know about this, as far as I can tell, is that Needy Girl Overdose is something that was already created by somebody else and posted somewhere, right? I don't know where, but it was already something that was like, we made this thing already, and now it exists, and then it got picked up and said, we're going to remake it into an anime. That's as far as I know about what's going on here, is that this already exists in a different form somewhere else. And now it's being done again, but as an anime with a lot more money.
Right.
So,
well,
it's an adventure game. Okay. Yes.
My suggestion of this is somebody else tell me if it's good later after some of it's come out, and I'll reconsider it.
Yeah.
But for now, I don't think I care.
That's fair. I kind of don't care either.
It's how I do a lot of anime stuff. I pick the ones I know I'm going to like. I might watch some stuff that's kind of on a maybe thing, and then eventually I see a lot of people talking about something, or I see little clips of why something's interesting, and then I check it out later if I've got time.
Nezumiku no Choki.
Blink.
Nigashita sakana okikatta ga tsuriageta sakana ga okisugita ken.
From a very young age, people noticed that Maria, the youngest daughter of a duke, was filled with potential. Isn't that always the way? She was raised as the heiress of her house until the birth of her baby brother relieves her of her duties. He didn't know that yet. He got that poured on him. She scrambles to find a husband, but all the eligible bachelors in her duchy are taken. At this rate, she's doomed to the life of a spinster.
She's only 17.
Well, go punch your parents, I guess. Maria decides to study abroad in Rubini in hopes of finding a husband, with the help of her distant relative, Ida. But in a twist of fate, the crown prince breaks off his engagement with Maria, even though they've never met before. Wait, I thought she wasn't...
Right?
What?
Huh? I don't remember getting engaged.
Enjoy this fluffy rom-com with a late-blooming villainess.
Yeah. Picking it up just to see what it is.
Yeah, I'd like to see the start.
Yeah, because I don't actually know how it's going to play out.
Right up suddenly out of nowhere, I guess that's part of the confusion. She doesn't seem to know either.
Yeah, this whole part is the thing that I'm like, I'm wondering what's going on here in the first place, but yeah. Hopefully they get to that pretty fast. Niwatori Fighter, or Rooster Fighter. Very popular manga.
KG, the neighborhood cock of the walk, is more than just an ordinary rooster. He's humanity's greatest defender. His opponents may be 10 stories tall, but nothing is bigger than his stout heart and fearsome battle cry. Kokikokoko.
Kokikoko. Yep. I know a lot of people really like Rooster Fighter because it's really weird.
It sounds weird.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to watch it or not. So
because it's probably just a fighting anime.
Yeah, with a
that's not
rooster.
That's not my speed.
Yeah.
But you know what? I bet if you want something fighting, you're probably in for this.
Yeah, probably.
Could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The way these are drawn, this is probably quite good. As like, the animation might be really fun.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'm in on it.
I don't think I am. I know I've seen this on Something Awful come up as people being excited about Rooster Fighter, like they read it as the manga. I was like, okay, cool. That's just whatever. But yeah, I was just like, Onegai Aipuri.
It's the latest entry in the Pretty Series franchise. And it's a new chapter.
The Aipuri series. Yeah. Oshiri Dandi the Young.
Butts.
Yeah. It's
Butts.
Oh, it's from Oshiri Tante, but it's called Oshiri Dandy the Young. So it's a butt detective, but it's a different spin-off maybe?
Butts.
Whatever. Otaku ni yasashi garu wa inai?
Meet Takuya Seo, an otaku who sits behind the popular gals in class. Their names are Ijichi and Amane. Since they're people from different castes, you wouldn't expect them to have much in common. But when their worlds collide over a borrowed eraser, Takuya slips up about his favorite anime, and Amane is rather quick to correct him. She says she's not a fan, but her familiarity with the series suggests otherwise. Could she be a fellow geek?
Yeah. And I like...
Oh no, the popular girls like anime.
I like Gyaru series because Gyarus are like a lot of fun. They don't go as far with the Gyaru thing anymore as like they used to. I mean, technically they're saying she's a Gyaru as well, and I'm kind of like, I'm not seeing it at all. But then again,
I mean,
there must be
she might
variation, right?
Yeah.
And I just was like, nah, this is two girls who like him. And I'm like, I don't know if this is supposed to be a friends rivals thing or not, but he's clearly the main character, which I do not give a shit about. Whereas that other series, the two girls are the main characters. And I'm like, oh, I like that idea a lot better. But I just kind of felt like this seems a little pandering to me. It kind of come off as. So I don't know. If you guys watch it and you like it, let me know next in 3 months whether or not I should have like gotten involved with watching it. But moving on. Otonari no tenshi-sama ni itsu no mani ka dame ningen ni sarete ta ken.
This is the second season.
Yep.
The two characters are now a couple.
Yeah. So the angel lives next door and gives good head. Can't remember what the title is. Ponkotsu huki in to skato take ga futekisetsu na JK no hanashi.
Sakura Daimon is the school's prefect. A prefect, if you don't know, is a student who is authorized to enforce discipline. As a prefect, he's supposed to be a role model to other students, but unfortunately, this is not a perfect prefect. Kohinata is one of the people who Sakura Daimon has tried to discipline into wearing appropriate school attire. I hope all he does is not wear the tie properly.
Oh, you have this backwards, yeah.
But she has thus far been disobedient. And so this is a story of the two interacting with one another. Okay, sorry. I hope she wears a tie.
Yes. So...
I didn't read far enough ahead.
I am totally caught up on this manga. It rules. It's the clumsy prefect and the clumsy josikose, the clumsy schoolgirl or whatever, in a skirt.
I didn't think prefect was a term they used in Japan, really.
They just kind of adopted it for the translation.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so...
Because I think that's more of an English thing.
Yeah, he's a member of the disciplinary committee, but he's the only member of the disciplinary committee, and so his job is to basically work on behalf of the student council to... watch everyone walk in through the front entrance and say, tuck in your shirt, do up your whatever.
You weren't supposed to dye your hair.
Roll your skirt down, like that kind of thing. His job is just to kind of be that guy at the beginning, whatever. So it's getting translated as the klutzy class monitor, the girl with the short skirt. I don't like that title. I like the manga translation, the scanlation title, because it's even longer and makes it feel even dumber. So this is Sakura Daimon right here. He's a little uptight. And he's trying to do the right thing all the time. And he hates the fact, because he's not perfect. It's like he hates the fact that he doesn't feel like he's perfect all the time. That he's trying to do the right thing, but he feels like, oh, I can't quite do it. This is Poemu. Don't call her Koinata. Her name is Poemu. Her parents named her Poem because they thought that was a great thing. No. You know what? Her sister's name is Raimu.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do you get to meet her parents?
Yes. You get to meet her parents, you get to meet his parents. The manga's amazing.
Are they like the Marmalade Boy parents?
No. The dads are all very serious. They're all very serious people. They're all like very serious. Like one of them's a doctor, one of them's like a businessman or whatever. They're very like serious people. The moms are very nice and kind of like,
okay.
The dads are meant to be more of the goof than anything else.
I mean, it sounds fun.
This is a cute romantic series. The characters are all really kind of like dominant personality, goofy. Like it's like I'm like this. I'm this character, and I'm like this. And it's fun and it's goofy. And these two are kind of cute together. And there's no way they're going to get into all the little things of the story because they're not going to have anywhere near enough time to do it. Watch the series, and if you like it, then read the manga. I hope that the series is going to be actually a good reflection of the manga. So. Anyway, moving on. And it's funny how they tie all the students together to mean things to each other as well. So, Re:Zero kara hajimeru isekai seikatsu 4th season. No.
Okay.
Reincarnation no Kaben.
Toya Senji is talentless.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it happens to everyone, apparently. He's tried everything, but he can't seem to excel at anything no matter how hard he tries. He didn't get his pony mark.
Mm-hmm.
Cutie mark.
Yep.
Then he meets Haito, a kendo champion and humanity's protector. She uses the stem of reincarnation to draw on the abilities of her past lives, but it only works when she slits her own throat. And now she wants Toya to join her in slitting.
So what's
her
interesting is the amount of like cherry petals that are coming off of everybody's
Yeah,
throats.
we're gonna go for kind of we're doing a thing, but we're showing it off in a different way, so it's maybe not as gory.
Yeah.
Or it seems magical, perhaps even. The timeline thing, that's everywhere, everything all at once.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of that baked in. Yeah, where you have to like it's not slitting your throat and everything.
No,
everywhere
but she
all
was
at once.
accessing different abilities based on different decisions in a different timeline.
Correct. Yeah. Which I thought was kind of fun. But this I don't really care about.
It doesn't sound. I was just like looking at the artwork. I'm like, this just seems like it's going to be a fighter.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm going to care.
Agreed. Replica date koyosuru.
When she doesn't feel well, when there's a test, when she doesn't want to go to school, I take her place. I'm her replica. I'm not meant to be for anything else, but that changed when I fell in love. I wear my hair up so the boy I fell for knows it's me. We skip school and promise to meet again tomorrow, and every day after. I'm her replica. Everything about me is borrowed and empty, but my heart is mine, and soon so will her life be. No, these stories like this don't end well.
Yeah, they generally don't. I do want to see what's going to go on in it. It's not comedic at all.
I assume if you go to school in her place, you're supposed to come home with her homework to be like, this is what we covered today.
Yep.
And, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what the rules are. Saikyo no Osama Nidome no Jinsei wa Nani o Suru. Second season.
Sequel.
Didn't watch the first.
There's a character named Jasmine.
And there's a tragedy no one saw coming. Shunka Shuto Daikosha Haru no Mai.
When the agent of spring, Hinagiku Kaio, is abducted, spring itself vanishes, plunging the world into unending winter. Refusing to give up, her devoted guard Sakura Himedaka searches for her for years. When Hinagiku suddenly returns, the two set out to restore the lost season, face the past that tore them apart, and reclaim the warmth they refused to lose again. This is what happens when you put people in charge of seasons.
Yeah, I watched the PV for this and thought it was interesting, but I don't
think I care.
Yeah, when I looked at how much other stuff I was watching this season, I'm like, I don't think I care enough that I want to try to watch it.
Why would it be permanent wintering and not just skip to summer? Okay, my bet is summer doesn't know that it's supposed to show up unless spring is there. It's like when you're waiting in line for a coffee and you've been like, okay, that person ahead of me, I have to wait for them to get their order, but then you lose track of them. Then you have no idea where your order is.
Yeah.
But seasonal.
In the way you could also think about it in terms of like when the winter comes and it's there, the agent of spring needs to come in so that they can put they can bring everything back to life again, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. And then summer is just more of life and more of life and more of life.
Yeah.
And if the agent of fall agent of autumn doesn't show up and cause everything to start dying and go into to basically end that part of the cycle, then we would never get back to winter again. And I think that's the idea.
I mean, I'm just speculating. I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, Snowball Earth. Speaking of winter.
Yukio, I'm going to make a friend. A shy boy named Tetsuo. The only thing he had was a giant robot named Yukio.
You know.
It's the only thing he had. They became saviors in the fight against the galactic monsters coming from outer space. After the final battle, Tetsuo returns to Earth for the first time in 10 years and witnesses an astonishing world. Everyone's got into social media, and it freaks him the hell out. I mean, it's a frozen Earth named Snowball Earth, where the entire land is covered in snow and ice, being turned into a deadly world. What happened to the human race? And will Tetsuo be able to fulfill the promise he made to Yukio? The giant robot?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there anyone around to call it Snowball Earth?
Yukio there. Yeah, there's going to be people living. Like, there's people dressed up in parkas. They must live here.
I think we just call it, okay, if we're on Earth and some boy goes up into space with his giant robot friend, and we probably don't know anything about it, and 10 years happens later, and we're all frozen over, and we're all living here, I think we still just call it Earth.
Yeah, probably. We would.
I don't think we would call it Snowball Earth.
No, I'm not, and I'm not interested in watching it. Tadaima ojama saremasu.
So, is this what it means to have roommates now?
They were roommates?
Office worker Rinko, 24. His age is very important. Lives alone.
Hers.
And Rinko, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lives alone and is secretly an otaku. You don't want anyone to know you're an otaku at the age of 24. One day, I've seen the PV for this.
Yes, you have.
One day, her apartment gets connected to the 2 neighboring rooms through a hole in the wall.
A hole. It's a hole.
So there's 2 rooms, hole. In the room on the left is a fresh-faced yet mysterious guy who is overly sweet to Rinko. The room on the right is occupied by a guy with violent tendencies who is similarly mysterious. But wait, I think I know him. Rinko's only source of solitude, her apartment, has been turned upside down. Now every day is full of heart-pounding surprises. I actually do want to watch this one.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be real dumb.
It looks dumb.
Yeah, can't wait. So, watch the PV if you like, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
I believe
this.
the hole that shows up in the wall is like really dramatically like punched in or something too.
Yes.
Like it looks silly.
Yeah, watch the PV. It'll give you a good idea. But anyway, yeah.
She'll have to hide all of her figurines.
Tensei Shitara Slime Dataken, 4th season. You're already watching it. You're going to watch more of it probably.
It's the 4th season.
Yeah, of that thing. Tongariboshi no Atelier. Witch Hat Atelier.
In a world where everyone takes wonders like magic spells and dragons for granted, Coco is a girl with a simple dream. She wants to be a witch. That seems like that'd be really easy. But everyone knows magicians are born, not made, and Coco was not born with the gift of magic, so fuck you. Resigned to her unmagical life, Coco is about to give up on her dream to become a witch. Until the day she meets Kifre, a mysterious traveling magician. After secretly seeing Kifre perform magic in a way she's never seen before, Coco soon learns that everybody knows.
What everybody knows.
What everybody knows, I skipped a word,
Yeah.
might not be the truth. And discovers that her magical dream might not be so far away as it may seem.
This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is a tragedy type. Yeah, but this is good. It is interesting too, and it's cute in a lot of ways. And they're not going to be able to tell you the entire story anyway. But this is good. Secretly
Mysterious.
Yeah.
This traveling magician probably also wasn't born with magic. Calling that now.
Yeah. Tsueto Tsurugi no Wistoria Season 2.
2nd season.
Yeah. Yomi no Tsugai.
In a remote mountain village under the watchful eye of 2 stone guardians, the young Yoru...
Cars and Wamu. Anyway.
That's not in the right. No. Why are you correcting me?
The Pillar Men from JoJo's Battle Tendency, Cars and Wamu. Anyway.
I'm starting over.
Yep.
In a remote village... I fucked up. In a remote mountain village, under the watchful eyes of 2 stone guardians, the young Yoru contentedly lives off the land while staying close to the only family he has left, Aza, his precious twin sister. Aza, meanwhile, carries out a mysterious duty on behalf of the village while locked in a cage. Dude, why is your sister in a cage? You clearly know. Why is Asa a prisoner? And what other secrets does Yoru's otherwise idyllic home hide?
Yeah.
Bad brother.
Comedy fantasy somehow.
Terrible brother.
Yeah. Don't know. Anyway, Yokoso Jitsuryoku Shijo Shugi no Kyoshitsu e 4th season. Ninensei Henichigaki. 4th season of Yokoso Jitsuryoku. Fucking doesn't matter. Whatever.
I don't think anyone should go to the advanced nurturing high school. I'm definitely not watching this.
Yoa sensei!
God. High school homeroom teacher Hirori Hiwamura is known as the scary teacher, and if you offend her, she'll put a curse on you. Or at least that's what everyone believes. She's secretly a total softie who's deeply misunderstood, and once you see her sweet side, she'll put a different kind of spell on you. Unfortunately, one of her students... Akihito Abikura has accidentally discovered her secrets Is it that she has big tits?
It's that the buttons on her shirt can't stay closed.
Well, I mean, yeah. Have you ever tried to wear a blouse that they're not boob socks?
Nope. Anyway, Yozakura-san Chi no Daisakusen, second season.
Second season of this.
TV shorts, Hyaki Yako Sho.
Ritsu inherited his sixth sense from his grandfather, damn grandparents, along with a demon guardian named Blue Storm. Strange things just seem to happen around these two, and it's left to them to get to the bottom of all these mysterious events. Each story is independent, but features recurring characters you'll come to know and appreciate, as they, each in their own way, try to deal with things not of this world.
You know, horror.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Is Demon Guardian.
Ingoku Danchi.
Oh, I do not like the way that we have this artwork with the tag ecchi.
Mm-hmm. We can just skip it.
Yeah,
it's a place where greedy wives live, a married woman's erotic suspense. We can just stop right there.
Yeah, again, let's just leave.
Yeah, it's fine. Not going to watch that. Kumarba season 3. Mm-hmm. Marika-chan no ko kando wa bukkowareteiru.
Confessing to my childhood friend Marika was impossible for someone as unpopular as me, so I did what any desperate boy would do. I wished upon a shooting star, and when I woke up, that dream had come true. I could see a love meter for people, just like in a love simulation game. Once I realized this was real and not a dream, I had a few days, took me a bit, I went straight to see Marika. Her love meter was so low, it had broken and practically fallen all the way to hell. If she hated me so much, why was she so nice? Is this how she really felt?
I love that they have these full pink meters here, and then you see the blue one that's just gray and blue, and it goes forever. Like, it just goes all the way down.
I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It's a short, so I don't know what that'll be like ultimately. And that's why I didn't want to pick it up. Did you want me to add it?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Odekake Kozame season 2. Oki onna no ko wa suki desu ka? Sota was made dorm manager and coach of the Hokue University Women's Volleyball Club as prompted by his older sister Kaori. There he had a feel for reunion with Ayano, his first love, in the girls' dorm, in the gym, in a hotel. What awaited him were days of being bossed around by girls bigger than him. A happy, hairy rom-com of size difference, born huge in the northern plains. This is very dirty.
This is not a person who does sports.
Super fucking dirty.
Yeah.
I have read the manga. It is very dirty. Also, it's like, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Rirakuma Goyururi Yume no Tabi.
Ryakuma is always with you, no matter what day it is. Now he's stepping out of his everyday routine and into the leisurely world of animation. So, fuck you. It's a moment that will make your heart feel lighter and lighter because he's not around anymore. Yeah. No matter where you are or what you're doing, Rirakuma will be by your side.
You just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, well, I like to ad-lib as I go.
Also,
exciting news story begins.
No, his whole point is nothing's exciting. It's just kind of like leisurely, right?
Yeah, we watched what was it? The one that had like the kind of the stop motion.
Yeah,
look to it. It was very cute.
Yeah. Sho-san Ashibe QQ Goma-chan.
4.
Cat. Leftovers. No, we're going to skip the leftovers here because we haven't watched the Precure. We didn't watch Yushin no Kuzu.
There's only 2.
I am going to skip the movies.
That is really weird.
We're probably not going to watch any of the movies, I don't think. And Totsumachi no Pupel Yakusoku no Toke Dai. It's a sequel to something. Himitsu no Aipuri, Mankai Buzzrium Live, Love Live, Hasuno Soda Jogakuin School Live Club, Bloom Garden Party, Mahoka Koko no Retto Se Yotsuba Keisho
adaptation of a specific arc.
Yeah, that's also apparently very like right wing. Meitante Conan, Highway no Datenshi.
Another Conan movie.
The 29th. Mononoke, Hebigami, third movie.
Third movie.
Saishu Gakusho Hibike Euphonium Zenpen, the final movie of Sound
so
Euphonium.
It's like probably the ending of things. So that could be, when was the last time they made Sound Euphonium? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It kind of comes out like every 5 years, it feels like.
Yeah, okay. So got that going for you.
Yeah. Here we go. Boku no Hero Academia, number 170 plus 1. More
Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm. Dandelion.
Dandelion follows Tetsuo Tanba and Misaki Kurogane, members of the Japanese Angel Federation's send-off department. Their job? Tracking down restless earthbound spirits and gently guiding them to the afterlife. While other angels rush to close their cases, the 21st Division's Dandelion Clan takes a different approach. They do their jobs properly. Dandelion members Tetsuya Tanba and his leader Misaki Kurogane listen to each spirit's regrets and help them resolve what's holding them back. They even help a spirit who's an elderly man running at full speed, desperate to escape. The angels themselves are full of surprises. Tanba's permanent scowl and sharp tongue mask a deeply compassionate nature, while Kirogane is a formidable force, despite her girlish appearance. God, I hate when they do that. Yep. She's rumored to have laid to rest the legendary soul of Musashi Miyamoto.
Then they just ran out of words, like space to write words.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is too much of a description of what's going on, but if you watch the PV, it makes a little bit more sense. I just want to see what it's going to be like. It feels very like, what if you got the Yakuza clans involved in sending as angels?
Yeah, it's just like when they say it's like, oh, the other ones just rush to get their jobs done, but not them. I'm like, well, yeah, so I guess everyone else is not doing their jobs properly.
It was an interesting looking PV, and I want to watch a few episodes just to see what it's going to be like. So
yeah, could be neat.
Dorohedoro season 2 for those of you who like Dorohedoro, because it looks like something's he's inching closer to the truth behind his cursed appearance. So ooh. Anyway, Ganbare Nakamura-kun. I put this in because I figured you'd like this.
Nakamura is a shy boy who falls in love at first sight with one of his classmates, his dreamy high school classmate, Hirose. But there's a problem. They haven't met yet, and Nakamura is a total klutz who might bungle things before they even begin. Oh, right. This is the one when we were looking at it, we were like, it kind of looks like...
it's very Ranma.
It looks like Ranma, like the art style.
Yeah, it's very old school. I love the fact that they went so old school with it.
Yeah, the PV made this look cute.
This is Boys Love. I don't know if I'll watch it because, it's, as you all know, that's never been my thing.
You liked Given, though.
I liked Given. Given was
like,
good.
I personally think that as long as we get with like the Boys Love that's more tame.
Yeah. I might enjoy it more.
That's more on the relationship side of stuff. You'd probably be fine with it.
I'll watch an episode or two to see if it is my jam, so we'll see. Girls und Panzer, Ribbon no Musha Pilot Ban.
Girls have underwear.
Yeah. Yakusho Kizoku, 3rd season OVA. Fucking yes.
Beej's favorite thing that Heather won't watch.
I love this so much. Arakawa Sensei's great. Kanojo Okairi Shimasu, 5th season.
5th season of something with a girl in it.
Yep. Meido-san wa taberu dake. What's
a maid to do when she finds herself suddenly stuck in Japan for a year? It said not.
Yeah.
She said, that's, I guess you're not from Japan.
Yeah.
Eat, of course. It's a good idea. You should eat over the course of a year. Follow maid in training Suzumi Tachibana. That's a very Japanese name.
It's an incredibly Japanese name.
As she tries all sorts of Japanese food, from sweets like taiyaki, which is great, and melon bread, which is not, to savory snacks like takoyaki, also great, and onigiri, mostly great, depending on your stuff you get.
Yeah.
Be warned, though, while Suzumi sates her appetite through delicious treat after delicious treat, she might end up wetting yours. No. Back off.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to be clever, but no.
I've read some of the manga for this. It only got a bit of translation. It was kind of cute. I'm gonna see how the anime is like, and maybe get more of the story.
Taiyaki is great.
Yeah.
Melon bread is a lie.
Yeah. Takoyaki's.
It doesn't taste like melon.
Yeah. Unless you get the ones that taste.
And
like
even
melon.
then, they just put the flavoring on the top of the bread. It's not good.
Yeah. Nippon Sangoku.
A revolution sparked by nuclear war, natural disaster, and misrule leads to the collapse of Japanese society. The country splits into 3 nations, vying for hegemony.
Yeah.
And the Sengoku era begins. Aoteru Misumi, a former agricultural officer, vows to reunify Japan. He rises through the ranks with only his knowledge and eloquence. Witness the legend of the man later hailed as a genius strategist. Did we run out of we don't want to do the past version anymore, so we're just going to like future it?
This is very future of the country splits into 3, and then therefore it's like, no, I'm going to try to bring them all back together. I only want to watch a few episodes to see if it actually is interesting or not. People want to know if melon pan actually tastes like pan. Does it taste like bread at all?
Like gross bread.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about
the thing is I don't like the way it tastes at all.
There's a lot of like Japanese breads that
it doesn't taste like bread.
Well, I feel
it's like a weird cake.
Well, that's the thing. Is like sometimes like we have like a melon pan like over here even like because I brought some melon pan home from Fujiya, right?
Yeah, and it was a lie.
And it was just like this is not even as like as a snack goes. Like as like I'm expecting this to be. It should taste like cake because I feel it's already got like the icing on. It's got whatever kind of going on with it. I'm like this should taste like cake, and it doesn't. And it's a little disappointing whenever that happens. So anyway, Puchicure Precure Fairies Season 3. Prism Rondo, right? Like that is supposed to be over, but
it's still happening. We already brought that one up.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's here because it's already 20 episodes have finished airing, so I don't know what's happening with that, but it's here it is. Saikyo no Shoku Saikyo no Shokugu Saikyo no Shokugyo wa Yusha demo Kenja demo Naku Kantei shi Kari Rashi desu yo.
Hibiki.
Hibiki, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hibiki.
A high school student who was suddenly transferred to another world wanders alone in a vast grassland of a fantasy world where monsters inhabit. All he has are non-combat skills such as appraisal. Whoop-de-doo. Mm-hmm. Everyone does when they get here. From a hopeless situation, he is saved by encounters, and his all-powerful abilities blossom. And another world adventure tale of miraculous reversal cheats burst forth. Yay.
Yay.
Who gives a crap?
It's another light novel with big tits.
I'm sure if you're reading this already, then great. But, man, oh my goodness. I got the appraisal skill.
Yeah. I'm useless. This will never be good.
Blu-ray.
Tensei Akujo no Kuro Rekishi OVA.
It's a bundle for probably, yeah.
It adapts these two stories for whatever this is, and I don't know if I've ever read this or anything.
Which means this is only interesting to you if you've been reading.
Yeah, because so Genius, this Tensei Akujo and Black something. That's it.
Good, because you're very overtime.
You're very overtime. So yeah, a few things this season that are worth looking out for. Let's roll back here a bit. Not those. Let's see here. They were in the middle mostly. All right, Witch Hat Atelier. It'll be interesting to watch. Tadaima Ojamashimasu.
I think it could be fun.
I think that'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that too. Replica, I'm kind of like, we'll see.
I feel it feels like there's less this time around, but that's okay.
I'm really hoping this is going to be good. That Sakura Daimon and Poemu's story is going to be a lot of fun. In the adaptation anyway. Let's see.
Can't you just show whatever you've marked?
It's hard to do that.
Oh, okay.
There's supposed to be a button I'm supposed to be able to press to do that, but it's like in settings and stuff. Let's see what else was in here that I was like really looking forward to. Yeah, Ramparts of Ice I am looking forward to. Mm-hmm. And Kiryu Fan Club I think will be fun too.
Mid on that.
Yeah.
Until I see it.
Oh, and then Kusunoki's Garden.
Again, also, because sometimes those shows are just utter fluff, which can be good or it can be not my taste, so...
and then the Observation Diary of my,
which is also the same.
Yeah, of my fiance, the villainess.
I'm gonna be medium on probably almost all of these, with the exceptions of a couple I'm really excited about because.
Looking forward to more of that.
I think some of the write-ups don't sell them.
Oh yeah, a lot of times they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Barbarian Wife I think will be an interesting one. Aaron and the Southpaw. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Like I'd like it to be good.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be really compelling. And then this, I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. I've loved the manga, so I want to see how that's going to work out.
I hope the shark has so much airtime.
Yeah, the opera school, and then there's the Love game. Yeah.
So because what I want out of this is, what was that one? Kaguya-sama.
Love and War.
Love is War.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not as far as that in comedy, but I'm hoping for that kind of feel of that kind of, because they were also playing that kind of game unknowingly, but these two are playing this game knowingly. So I'm kind of hoping for more of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like Kaguya-sama Love is War is a lot more heightened comedy, where it's like there's the showdowns whenever they did happen, they were like very like pointed of like, oh, if I make a move first, then whatever, and it's like, you know, it's always like chess moves and stuff. This feels like it's going to be a little less of that kind of.
Yeah, which is fine.
Who doesn't want to make the other one confess?
Again, that's kind of the thing I'm thinking of when I think of this one.
Yep. But yeah, that's
gonna do it
because we only have 10 minutes left before Rhythm Cafe starts. You guys need to get set up. So
yeah,
you heard everything we had to say. If you have comments about this, I guess when the thing hits, you could make a thing on the Discord, a thread. I don't know how any of that could possibly
make a YouTube
work.
comment.
Maybe YouTube comments is good. But that'll be it for us. Thank you for watching our anime roundup for the new season, and I hope you guys enjoyed what you watched this season too. If you want to support us, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, but also the store.loadingreadyrun.com. And you can back YouTube channels as a member now if you want. Put some money in there, but you can also just like send us stuff on PayPal. Give us $5 in the street, whatever you feel like is appropriate to do your thing. The money keeps the stuff running here, and we do appreciate that. And that's all the things I have to mention before I have to go to the Twitch out. So we're done talking.
Yeah, you don't even have to mention the Twitch out. Goodbye.